So we start the first quarter of the 1982 Grand Final. Umpire Glenn James, umpiring his first Grand Final, comes in to bounce the ball. Jones in the ruck for Carlton and Mark Lee in the ruck for Richmond. Jones gets the first tap out, taken by Buckley, but he couldn't get too far with it, and already the umpire has found a free kick. It's going Carlton's way, and the recipient will be Jimmy Buckley at centre field. Carlton kicking towards the main scoreboard end, a torpedo punt kick by Buckley. Knock on, McClure has the chance, he's well caught. Johnson in the goal square, snaps off target. Or is it a goal? It's through. What a great start to Carlton. An awkward looking kick by Johnston under pressure, and it just sneaked in for the first goal of the match.
This one certainly shows the value of getting the ball out of the centre for the first time. Tempers, not tempers, but nerves a little bit frayed at the present stage. Everybody a little bit nervous. McClure, it was almost a throw that got it out to Wayne Johnson, and a quick snap by Johnson showing his value.
6 points to nil in favour of the Blues. Sheldon towards half forward. Not clear. Fitzpatrick. Bounce favours Richmond. Martello should get there first. In pursuit. Harms comes in. Another goal coming up for the Blues. He's put it through. Great start to Carlton. The Blues are late in the first quarter.
And rain at the moment pelting down, Peter.
Well, as we predicted, and those 2 goals could be worth even more.
There's a wonderful start by Carlton. I can't remember a grand final where a team has put 2 goals on the board with not even 1.5 minutes of play. And so it really is a great start as we see a desperate piece of play by Tempany there, but he couldn't quite touch it.
Rain coming down, 12 points to the Blues. Richmond yet to score at the MCG in the 82 Grand Final.
Well, it's absolutely pelting down at the moment, and the Blues off to a great start. Lee comes in for the knock. Well, he actually lost that. Sheldon beat it for him, but it could be a free kick. It'll go to the big fella Lee. And ready to have a go at Fitzpatrick. He quickly plays on. A hand pass coming out wide now. It's Tempany. Grab gets a kick down there towards half forward. Coming out to meet it as Glasgow. Roach is there. He's upended him. In goes Perrick. It'll be a free kick to Glasgow out there on that half-back flank. Well, that first 2 goals coming within a minute and a half is certainly going to build up the confidence of the Carlton side. Ball kicked out towards the wing position. Oh, Tempany dropped an easy one, but don't blame me for that's very slippery at the moment. Malin gets a hurried kick down there towards half forward. 2 balloons out on the ground. Coming in to meet it now is Strawn on the boundary line, fumbles. McClure grabs the done. The umpire's calling play on. It'll be a free kick to Richmond. And it'll be Strawn to take the free kick out there at half-back. It's absolutely howling, not rain. There's a wrestle going on between Dunn and McClure. And this will be on for Young and Holiday. The Tigers...
Another one as well. They're up near the centre.
And there's another wrestle. I would say the Tigers are trying to distract this run on by Carlton. There's Rioli and Espen having a real ding-dong go out there.
A dip out there. Oh, Jones has had his number taken.
And Jones and Lee are into it.
Jones has had his number taken.
There's another go. Sheldon's into it too with the reins. Well, I think the Tigers...
Wiley went down.
Wiley went down.
And so did Mark Lee when things started, Blue.
Oh, is this a sensational start?
It's worth it if our cameraman can go back. Kevin Bartlett, not even interested in proceedings. On near the point of the centre square. Bartlett did not even go near it. In fact, was probably the only player who said, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm here to play football.
And, of course, he knows the value of playing in a grand final. But the Tigers are trying to stop this run of Carlton, I would say.
Umpire Saws definitely had the pencil out, Lou.
Yes, certainly did. There's a 15... No, actually, this is about a 60-metre penalty to Strawn.
There's still a box on there. It's Glasgow and Satori.
Oh, golly. Well, I'd hate to say who started this, but it's brought Carlton back to the field to a certain extent, hasn't it?
Well, it has steady play, that's for sure. It's certainly no goals have been scored for a while.
Oh, what a sensational start. There's Glasgow getting towelled down.
And it all happened in the middle of a hailstorm. And the last hailstorm in a final at the MCG, I think, was in the 57 first semi-final. A free kick going Carlton's way.
I feel a bit sorry for Glenn James, umpiring his first grand final. What a bit of a catastrophe to cop there, Peter, in your first match.
He'll do a good job. Don't worry about him. Fitzpatrick claiming the mark and has been plated by the umpire. Looks like another 15-metre penalty. We might keep a track of those today. That's at least 2. Fitzpatrick, the half forward for Carlton, punched down by Martello. Plenty of weight being used here. It's a free kick going Carlton's way. Malin will take the free kick at half forward as the sun comes out. And viewers interstate would say that's Melbourne weather for you. Phil Maiden, the South Australian, playing his, I think it's his second season with Carlton. Wobbly punt kick up to full forward. Plenty of Richmond players are there. Martello fumbled the mark. Lee went through without the ball. Fitzpatrick to Ashman. Mark. Ashman directly in front of goal, and very clever by Mike Fitzpatrick, or Bob Skilton. Was it luck?
I would say that's the luck of the game, Pete. But it was going in the right direction, and that's all that matters. Ashman was in the front position as he lines up.
From 15 metres out, Ashman's put it through for Carlton's third. An amazing start by the Blues in the first quarter.
Well, it really makes you wonder, Pete, whether or not the fact that they had those 22 players out there have confused Richmond a little bit, because the start has been all Carlton. They've got all guns firing, and have had 3 goals on the board with not one even forward thrust by Richmond past that half-forward line just a moment ago.
Didn't really get too much more into, let me see, 5 minutes of football. We've had fights, a hailstorm, and 3 goals. 6.5 minutes into the first quarter here at the MCG. Carlton 3 straight goals, leading Richmond yet to score. Umpire James to bounce the ball again.
And the Blues off to a great start. It seems to be a little bit better the weather now. The sun is shining, but the rain is only falling lightly. Knocked out by Jones, lost sight of it. Sheldon gets a hurried kick, and the Blues go back into attack once again. McClure's got the mark. They're certainly putting it over Richmond. He has a shot for goal. Has a go for Ashman. Down there in the forward pocket for Richmond is Kane, and the ball is finally forced over the line and out of bounds. It's only about 10 metres around, or wouldn't be 10 metres around from the Carlton goal. They're 18 points to Richmond yet to score. Ball back into play again. Knocked out that time by Richmond. Picked up now by Tempney. Got a touch of the Staggers. Comes back there to Rollins in the forward pocket. And well smothered that time by Johnston. And the ball is still in the Carlton attacking zone.
That's great football by Wayne Johnson, Lou.
Very strong football. The Carlton side got, there's a limping player for Richmond. Umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Dunn down there in the back pocket for the Tigers. Tigers seem to be a little bit rattled. No wonder. 3 goals to the Blues in the grand final. Punched out by Jones. Well backed up by Sheldon. The ball back over towards centre half forward, punched out again. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Mervyn Kane down there, a little short of the full-back position. 3 straight goals for Carlton. We've only played about 7.5 minutes. 15-metre penalty. He quickly plays on, shoots the ball across there towards the centre of the ground. Umpire's found another penalty here, another 15-metre penalty. And, of course, this brings Kane just about to centre field, and a good chance now to send the Tigers deep into attack. And believe you me, they need a goal badly at the moment. Kick by Kane is well over half-forward. The back there is Cloak. Flying high as Roach. Oh, he didn't pay that mark. He flew high. Bit of scrimmaging going on. The umpire will ball it up about 35 to 40 metres out from the Richmond goal. The Tigers yet to score. And Carlton 3 straight goals of 18 points. Knocked out by Jones. Well intercepted that time by Marlon. Oh, he's upended. Umpire called play as English takes the ball away from the danger zone.
Back to centre wing. In fact, it's gone a little bit further than that to the right half forward flank. Chance for Tempany on the boundary line. Short pass, and he's put it straight out of bounds on the full. I wonder if that Rains it was. Things not going the right way for the Tigers at the moment. The free kick to Harms. Being brought back on the mark.
Harms in the centre, incidentally, against Rains, Pete.
Harms' kick. 2 Richmond players are there. Lee knocks it down, taken away by Tempany this time, back towards centre field. Jess and Dool. Knock on by Roach. McConville and Bartlett. English. Dool. Beautiful ball. Long to half forward. Sartori in front. Can't take the mark. Perevic. Not a good kick by Val Perevic, but Fitzpatrick nearly has his head taken off. He takes the mark and will get a 15-metre penalty from umpire Glenn Jones. So the Carlton skipper now will be within kicking distance, no doubt about the mark and or free kick.
Well, I think at the moment, Bob, that the Tigers are relying on brute strength rather than a bit of skill. That's why Carlton are doing so well.
Because I think Carlton have their mind intent on getting hold of the football and concentrating on the game of football, and that's why at this stage they've got 3, maybe 4 on the board.
Fitzpatrick shot at goal. I fancy off target. One behind. That makes 1 point to the total. 3-1. 19 points. Richmond still yet to score. The first quarter in progress. 10 minutes.
Waiting for the ball to come back into play. Kicked out there by Martella towards Lee. Goes for the punch on. Wouldn't take the risk of taking the mark. The ball still very slippery. Rollings goes in the front posse there on the wing position. Kicks it off the ground. Picked up by English. This back line's doing well. Well tackled that time by Rioli. Finally out to Rollings again. I thought he got grabbed a little bit high, but the umpire said no. And the ball is out of bounds up towards Richmond's half-forward line. Well, the Tigers are in the hot seat at the moment. The Blues off to a great start. 3 goals, 19 points. As we see the ball hurriedly kicked away that time by Waitman. Oh, Jess is upended Hunter. Oh, golly, hit him a beauty that time. And the Tigers are concentrating on using the shoulder rather than going after the ball. And we find the umpire will ball it up.
Dool and Jess having a go behind play at the moment, Lou.
I just think that
the staggers.
I think, well, no doubt about that bump.
Fair bump.
It was a fair, well, it was a fair bump. We'll say that. Waiting now for the umpire to ball it up on that Carlton half-forward line, doing extremely well at the moment. Knocked out by Dunn. There's nearly a free kick to Rioli for one in the back.
Hunter looks to be coming off, Lou. He looks a bit groggy. The doctor having a look at him there.
Oh, he doesn't look at all well at the moment as the ball goes out to Satura. He's well collared. The ball back again to Waitman. Over to Wood, and now the Tigers go back into attack. Over it is to Jess. Jess getting the hoot from the crowd. A long shot, but is he off target? Yes, for 1 point. And that's the Tigers' first goal coming at the 12-minute mark of the first quarter of the 1982 grand final. Richmond 1 point to Carlton, 3 goals, 190.
I must admit the match has had everything so far as Dool takes that mark in the back pocket, but the ball will have to go back. Let's watch that bump again. Perfect hip and shoulder.
I'd say, Peter, you're right.
Right fair, Pete.
And the elbow did come up afterwards, but that's instinctive. And down goes another Carlton player. That's Cloughan. He was the fellow that just replaced Hunter. McClure, long to half forward. Bounce doesn't favour Fitzpatrick, but a good knock on. Dunn is there. Trips over Johnston, who gains possession to Fitzpatrick. The fumbles, tries to get it to Malin, not successful. A free kick.
Oh, look, they're into it again. It's a free kick to Fitzpatrick. Peter got one right on the side of the face.
Umpire Glenn James finding a free kick, or is it going the other way to Brian Wood? It's going to Wood, and it wrestled behind play. That's Rollings, and is it Sheldon on the ground? That's right on centre wing. Players continuing in the meantime. You've got to have about 10 eyes here at this grand final. Where's the ball? I've lost it. It was out of bounds.
2 15-metre penalties, Pete.
Goodness me.
The only place they've had to fight is in the dressing room, isn't it?
Might be one there later. Brian Wood from half-back. Perovic behind. Free kick going Richmond's way. As I said, he was behind. He got it.
Foolish play by Perovic. Foolish play.
And a 15-metre penalty. 9 15-metre penalties already.
But in that case, Pete, it only puts him within kicking distance. A poor piece of football by Val Perovic.
Silly football. Well,
Comments from former VFL coach and Triple Brownlow medalist Bob Skilton as Roach lines up for what could be Richmond's first goal. He's usually a good kick. What's he done with this one? One behind, 2 points to Richmond. Not a good start by the Tigers. The 82 grand final, we see a difference of 17 points.
well, I suppose this would have to be the most dramatic. There's Hunter in the hands of the trainers there on the bench.
Looks quite okay, I'd say, Lou.
Well, they've taken him off, not taking any risk. Of course, the ball is out of bounds. It'll be a free kick to Klomp for one on the shoulder, I think it was. And Klomp's kick is back there towards the centre wing position. No doubt, as I said before, the most dramatic opening we've seen for a grand.
Oh, might have got one right in the mouth.
Right from Wood that time, under the job. He's given it to Wood. I thought it went the other way.
Well, he didn't actually get it from Wood.
He got it from Rains. As Peter said, you've got to have eyes at the back of your head to watch these guys at the moment. We see Sheldon cop one that time, but it wasn't anybody's fault. He got it from the football, hit him right in the face. What a game this is so far.
That's what grand finals are about, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I'd rather be up here than down there as we see Klomp break. Klomp away from the pack, gets the ball back out there. Harms overruns the ball. Fitzpatrick doesn't pick it up, but he won't give in. In Rioli goes. It shows him how to play football. Takes it out of the pack beautifully over there towards Bartlett. Can he mark it? He's nearly upended him. Buck. Oh, he's got one on the back of the neck. And down goes Bartlett. But I think he'll get up, this guy. He's been around too long.
See it again on replay now as Bordelotto came over the top. In comes McConville, and well, you know, it didn't really going. I think hit Bartlett as hard as he would have liked.
No, I think Kevin's okay, and Parkin on the phone. I think they'll both be on the phone today, the coaches, because this has been the hottest start of a grand final we've seen for many, many years. There's been fights and wrestles all over the ground as Bartlett comes in from about 40 metres out directly in front. The kick by Bartlett. That's a good kick, and it's a goal, the one the Tigers needed. So it's Richmond at the moment, 1 goal, 2, 8 points to Carlton, 3 goals, 190.
There's Francis Burke, and I think after those misses by Roach and Jess, we just saw there what experience and talent can do, with Kevin Bartlett making no mistake about the fact that he put that ball right through the centre to bring up Richmond's first goal.
One thing I did notice there that was interesting, umpire Saw speaking to Jimmy Jess. I don't know what that was about. 11 points the difference after that beautiful goal by Kevin Bartlett. It really was a steadier, and so Richmond back into this game after that opening onslaught by Carlton, knocked away by Big Lee. Harms off the chest of Jones to Sheldon. It's at left half forward. Knock on by Ditchburn. The chances for Kane. Kane and Ashman. Kane seemingly held there, but the umpire lets play continue. 3 Carlton players getting underneath this one. Jones gets it down to Dool and/or Glascott. Glascott has it now, number 32 for Carlton. Left half-back flank to Marcoux. Harms to Buckley. Not a good handball. Rains is there for Richmond. A poor piece of hand passing that. Intercepting is Wiley. Tries to get it to Rioli. Marcoux intercepting for Carlton, and umpire Glenn James has decided to ball it up. Let's hope that the sunshine continues. Now a free kick.
Satori and Glascott having a bit of, well, I won't call it a tussle. With the weight of those two, you couldn't call it a tussle.
Satori, a late inclusion in the side. The former St Kilda player. Waitman, the flea. Met solidly by Ashman. Was it too high? The umpire says no. Play continues. Buckley onto Harms. Sheldon. Sheldon from half forward. Could score. Long shot at goal. McClure at the back. Can't take the mark. Through for one behind the Carlton score. 5 kicks to Ken Sheldon, number 5. 1-2, 8 points. Carlton 3-2, 20.
Well, he's played pretty well so far, Ken Sheldon, but they've had plenty of good players, Carlton, up to this stage of the match. The ball goes out there to Rains, couldn't hold the mark. Rains goes after it again, picks it up on the second hop. Ball down there, and no, Jimmy Jess couldn't hold it. Down goes Waitman. Dool's there too in the thick of things. A hand pass coming out to Rawlings. Gets a hand pass to Rioli, but a bad one. Finally picked up by Aspen, a short pass, and wow, Jones has got the mark. He's grabbed, he's lost it, but he's kicked it off the ground. Oh, Martin overran it, but knocked it on. Finally back there to Marcoux, and after Marcoux is Kane. Backing up well now is Strawn. Gets a hurried kick out there towards Big Lee, and he's got the mark. Lee out there on that half-back flank decides to go for a run. He can move pretty quickly for a big guy. Kick over the centre half-forward position. And there's a darn good mark taken that time by Belperovic at centre half-back. The scores at the moment, 1 goal, 2 8 points. Richmond to Carlton, 3 goals, 2 20. As the ball goes out there to McClure. McClure out there on the centre wing position. Walks nicely around Landy. And that takes a bit of doing as the ball finally comes back there towards the full forward position. Up got Fitzpatrick, but he gave a free kick that time. And the free kick will go to Mervyn Kane. An experienced campaigner, doesn't waste any time. Gets it up there towards Jimmy Jess.
15 metres, Luke. No, not 15, upfield.
Upfield, after he kicked the ball, he was knocked by Fitzpatrick. The umpire saws, talking to Fitzpatrick. And the free kick will go to Jimmy Jess.
Another one.
Kick by Jimmy Jess is up there towards the full forward position. Bortolotta goes the punch away from Clark. There's little Bartlett moving around the pack nicely. Goes for a short pass. Now it's Rioli's turn. Running to an open goal. And he's put it through for full points. Great play on the part of Kevin Bartlett. So the Tigers now back in business. 2 goals, 14 points to Carlton. 3 goals, 20.
Yes, well, as we watch it on replay now, Jimmy Jess bringing the ball forward. Punched away by Bortolotto. Bartlett first on the scene, showing his acceleration. Not a good kick, and it should have been taken by Klomp. A bad miss there, and that really proved drastic.
So Kevin Bartlett has a hand in both Richmond goals. Glascott can't get clear. Klomp can. Torpedo punt kick. Long to half forward. At the back, McClure. Kane, Strawn. breaks clear, looks for Landy, finds him in front of the small scoreboard, right half-back flank. Short pass, Rioli again. Lovely ball. Puts the ball in towards centre field, looking for Mark Lee. Fisted clear by Peredik. The chances for Ashman. Well done from the Carlton rover. Ashman's kick up towards full forward. Ditchburn couldn't take it. Ball still slippery after the rain we had earlier in this quarter, and the umpire, I would think, will ball it up. And that ball up will take place about 40 metres directly out from the Carlton goal.
Well, I may be seeing things, but I reckon Ditchburn pushed Martello feet square in the back that time.
21 minutes gone, first quarter. Knocked down by Fitzpatrick. Buckley got one too high. He'll get a free kick. Umpires right onto the head high tackles this afternoon, as well they should be. And both Glenn James and Rowan Saws doing a particularly good job in the first grand final for both of them.
I could say it's not hard to be onto them, Pete, because there's been a few of them.
Plenty of them, Bob. But as I said before, you really need eyes in the back of your head to pick up everything here today. Buckley directly in front of goal, 50 metres out. Off target from Jim Buckley, through for one behind. 1 point to the Richmond total, 2-2-14 to 3-3-21.
Bob, I was just wondering whether that rough-em-up tactics by Tigers, by the Richmond side, has brought Carlton back to the field a bit.
Well, I think it may have unsettled Carlton a little bit, Lou, because their opening burst was really great, and I think it's more a case of Richmond now have decided that the rough-em-up is finished.
Ball back into the centre, taken away by Waitman, beautifully intercepted by Klomp. Oh, Wiley got one from Robert Klomp as it comes to half-forward. Rains. Bartlett on his own, getting clear of Peter McConville, and Kevin Bartlett would be about 50 metres out from goal. He kicked one almost from this position before. But of course, he's now on a slight angle. I don't think it will make any difference to him. Should certainly get the distance. 35 years of age, Kevin Bartlett. VFL Games record holder. That kick off target. One behind to Richmond. The Tiger total going to 3 goals, 21 points, leading Carlton 2-3-15.
Two fine pieces of play there. Wiley to tap the ball down, and Rains a lovely pass.
About 22 and a half minutes gone of this first quarter. There's a bit of boxing going on again.
Yes,
and there'll be a 15-metre penalty against Richmond to McConville, who'll come up to the half-back line.
Crocodiles around there.
Well, they're fighting all over the place. That's actually 30 metres. He's out there on the wing position. The ball shot across towards centre half forward. Flying high was McClure. Back to Marcoux now. A hand pass coming out to Ashman. Tries to tap it on. Still struggling. Comes out of the pack pretty well that time with a left foot pass. It'll be okay. And a mark to Johnson. And this will be a left foot shot for goal. But the Dominators off target and through for 1 point. So Carlton move on to 3 goals, 4-22. To Richmond, 2 goals, 3-15. 7 points the difference. After Carlton got off to a great start, kicking 3 goals before the Tigers even got off the ground, as you could say. Ball out wide. Tempany going high, knocked away by Buckley. Still struggling out there with Tempany, but the umpire will ball it up on Carlton's half-forward line, about 65 metres around from their goal. 7 points the difference in favour of Carlton. One of the toughest openings of a grand final I've seen for many, many years. There's been wrestling and fighting going all over the ground. Punched away by Fitzpatrick. Ditchburn kind of missed that one, let's say that. Finally knocked away by Martello towards Glasgow on the edge of the boundary line, but it's out of bounds. Little Glasgott's not very big, but he's been in the thick of things all day today. He's been in more. He's had more rounds than Jack Dempsey's had over in a matter of about 10 minutes. Finally struggling going on now. It's a hand pass coming out from Satori. Finally over to Waitman, but there'll be a free kick to Rioli.
Made a difference since Huddle's gone off the ground, Lou.
Yes, it's made a difference, and Rioli, a very good player as the ball goes up there to Roach and Perevic. Perevic doesn't take any chances, goes for the punch. Back there to Rawlings again, across there towards Jimmy Jess and Dool. Coming out to meet it is McConville. Taps it nicely over to Perevic. And there's Perevic going for a long kick towards centre half forward. McClure with a great mark. And centre half forwards, if they play well in grand finals, win matches for you. Short pass to Harms. A shot for goal. It's hit the post. And he's disgusted with that one.
As well he should be, Lou. They're the ones that you should get when you've, from the half-forward line forward. You shouldn't miss direct shots.
8 points the difference. 23 points Carlton to Richmond, 15 points.
Evan Martello looking for Ian Satori. He finds him, but the ball just eluding Satori. It's out of bounds.
After that 3 straight, they've put 5 behinds on the board, Pete.
That's right, and those 3 goals came up very, very quickly. Boundary throw-in, close to centre wing. Knocked away by Lee. Intercepting is Sheldon. Rains at the right half-back flank. Mark in front taken by Roach, who plays on. Long kick. Looking for Cloak, who at the moment is captain kickless, but that's a great mark to Cloak. Superb use of the body.
Magnificent that Peter backed into him beautifully and took it on the second go. You watch this.
Watch it going on replay, and Bortolotto trying to punch the ball away, but just not quite up to the, well, I'll call it up to it physically on that occasion.
So David Cloak has a chance to bring up his first goal for Richmond, playing at full forward. His first kick of the day is an absolute shocker. Very close to out of bounds on the full. No, it was just touched on the line. And so a throw-in will take place in the Richmond right forward pocket. Chance for a Tiger score. Jones in ruck for Carlton, doing battle with Cloak. Rioli, snap at goal. Through! An amazing goal from Rioli, his second. 6 kicks to Rioli, and that really was a gem of a goal. Scores 3-3, 21 Richmond. Now trailing by only 2 points. Carlton 3 goals, 5 behind, 23.
Well, if there was nothing wrong with Kent Hunter, I would certainly have him back on the ground as quickly as I possibly could. If you watch on replay, a quick snap by Rioli, and since Hunter has gone off the ground after copping that heavy hip and shoulder, Rioli has really come into play.
2 points the difference in the 82 grand final. Carlton still in front, but not by much.
Ball knocked out there to Waitman from Lee, but he couldn't get clear. Lee taps him on over to Jimmy Jess. A beautiful pickup, not a good kick. Wiley comes in. Down goes Rioli, who's actually tripped that time. English there trying to get it out. And finally there's a bit of a scrimmage going on. No one making much progress. Oh, Malin ducked his head. And the umpire said holding the ball against him. It'll go to range. And he's only about 25 to 30 metres out from goal, directly in front. And if he kicks this one, he'll put the Tigers in front, as we're right on the 26-minute mark of this first quarter of the 1982 grand final. Rains coming in for the shot. This is the shot with their camera behind the goals. And that's right through the middle. So the Tigers have hit the front. 4 goals, 3-27 Richmond to Carlton, 3-5-23.
And Hunter back onto the field, replacing number 22, Robert Plum.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Rioli's done the damage in this last 10 minutes, Bob.
Yes, as said before, Lou, Hunter back onto the ground, but a great decision there by umpire Glenn James.
27 to 23, time on being played in the first quarter. Richmond in front.
We're approaching the 27-minute mark. Knocked out by Jones, punched away again by Richmond. Down there to Jimmy Jess. A hand pass over to Waitman. A hurried kick down there towards the forward pocket. McConville comes in, picks it up beautifully. Oh, Glasgow went down, pouncing on him there. He'll get a free kick. It'll go against Tempany, and Glasgow to take the free kick out there at half-back for Carl.
Maybe Glasgow a little bit lucky. He did fumble, but of course the free kick was there. Phil Malin at left half-back flank. Hotley in pursuit. Tempany on centre wing. The mark has been taken for Carlton. Play on call. Kenny Hunter back into the action very quickly. Short pass, looking for Ditchburn, who hasn't had a kick so far in the match. It will be a free kick, yes. Ditchburn left half forward flank. And the umpire speaking to Alan Martello to explain the infringement as we approach the 29-minute mark of the quarter. Kane goes the punch, not successful. Into the goal square it comes. And umpire Glenn James will decide to ball it up. Fitzpatrick trying to do the umpiring. And that's not too sensible, Mike Fitzpatrick. One man in charge. And umpire Glenn James unperturbed by it all.
He's just the guy to fix him up too, Peter, Glenn James.
He's not frightened to say a few words. Knocked down by Fitzpatrick, a snap at goal. Johnson keeps it in play, but a chance for Landy. Gets the ball out of the danger zone, back towards half forward. Jones, good use of the body, takes the mark. Big wow, Jones. Short pass. Johnston, fine mark in front of Graham Landy. He's kicked 1 goal already, and that was a very, very good lead and pass, and capped off with a mark. Now, it remains to be seen whether Johnston can restore the lead for Carlton. As you recall, they got 2 goals within a minute and a half in this first quarter, but they trail at the moment by 4 points. Off target. 1 point. And so in the 82 grand final on the 7 Network, scores from the MCG as David Parker and Wes Lofts look anything but happy. It's 24 points to 27.
3 points the difference in favour of Richmond. And we're just over the, just approaching the 31-minute mark of this first quarter. And I should imagine it'll go another couple of minutes yet because we've had a lot of distractions in this first quarter of the 1982 grand final.
And the ball has been lost in the crowd.
Well, the capacity crowd here today, I'd say, Pete, around about the 110,000. And they've certainly had their money's worth so far, Bob. There's been plenty of thrills and spills.
Yes, I think the only thing they could complain about was they haven't been able to watch all places at once.
Well, it's been very difficult for the commentators up here because they've been fighting all over the ground, but they seem to have settled down now. The rain has stopped, and we've got quite a nice sunny day so far. Martello goes for a pass out there, looking for 2 Richmond players. They spoil each other, actually, Kane and Rawlings. Finally tapped out now towards Buckley. A hand pass back to Glasgow. Spins out of trouble, goes down, gets it back to Buckley again. The kick is down there towards Aspen, punched away by Martello. Coming in to meet it as Dunn overruns the ball. Marcoux tries to kick it off the ground. Finally, Buckley comes out with a long hand pass towards Johnson. He grabs Waitman, a good tackle. Kicked off the ground by McClure. It's going towards the goal, but it's off target. And it's only 2 points the difference now. So the Blues move on to 3 goals, 7-25, and they're giving away plenty of chances to Richmond 4-3-27. Well, Carlton got off to a great start, kicking 3 goals before the Tigers even scored a goal. 3 in the first 5 minutes, and the Tigers, I think the police have pinched some guy for pitching the ball. So the ball back there to Waitman again, back out there towards the wing position, punched on by Rhodes. But no one there for Richmond. Finally picked up by Hunter's, already left the ground and back on again after being knocked out. Goes for a pass. It's a high one and a good mark taken out there by Sheldon as we approach the 32-minute mark of this, the first quarter.
Sheldon looking for Fitzpatrick or McClure, who almost took the grab. Booted away by Wiley. And the mark taken out there on the right half-back flank for Richmond. Roach. Jess, not the most popular player insofar as the Carlton fans are concerned. Long kick by Jess, up towards half-forward. Knocked away from Cloak by Bortolotto, who's claiming the mark. And in fact will be played it. English. Short pass. Over the top, Roach. Can't take it. Hunter. Fitzpatrick and Dunn. Long kick by the Carlton skipper. Looking for Ditchburn. No, can't take it at the second grab. Umpire Glenn James has found a free kick.
I think Martello stood on his head, didn't he?
I'm not quite sure. That's where he was holding. We'll try and take a look at the replay. Here it is.
As we see it again now, and he certainly got the knee or the boot, whatever it might be, but Martello had his eyes on the ball. There wasn't any doubt about that one.
So an accident, we'll put that down too, on a very, very long first quarter, as I think you predicted, Lou. Here it is from a different angle. Martello, yes, he did have his eyes on the ball, going for it.
He's not too good though, Pete.
He's not. And that's 2 Carlton players that have been in trouble in the first quarter. In fact, he's been carried from the field as Rod Ashman. Now it's going to be Johnston to take the kick. Johnson has already kicked 1 goal. Can he make it 2? He has a goal kicked by Johnston in the time-on period of the first quarter. 4-3-27 Richmond, Carlton 4-7-31.
And Basusto coming off the, not Basusto, Ditchburn I should say, coming off the ground and not looking too good. Now he's starting to get a bit of a gallop up, and that looks better from Ditchburn's point of view, Bob.
Yes, Basusto coming on the ground, Ditchburn off.
34 minutes have gone in the first quarter. 4 points the difference. A sensational grand final. Ashman gets 1 too high this time, and the Carlton Rover will take a free kick at the centre circle. Very, very long term. Ashman, torpedo punt kick. Wood underneath it. Johnston at the back, shoved him. Basusto it was, shoved him in the back. And the former Richmond Premiership skipper, Brian Wood, takes the free kick left half-back flank.
And we're approaching the 35-minute mark of this, the first quarter. The ball back there to Rawlings. There's the siren to end the first quarter of the 1982 grand final between Richmond and Carlton. The scores, Richmond 4 goals, 3-27 to Carlton 4-7-31.
Umpire Saws to bounce the ball to start the second term, with the difference 4 points in favour of Carlton, 31-27, a very eventful first term. Taken away by Brian Wood. Wiley at half forward. Short chip to Bartlett, who marks in front of McConville.
The guy we were talking about, Peter.
That's right, Lou. He played a very good first quarter. He kicked one goal himself, had a hand in another, and a very, very creative player around the Richmond forward line. And he now has a chance to bring up a goal from the scoreboard end and put Richmond back into the lead. Not a good kick. Cloak almost takes the mark. The flea. Waitman over the top to Cloak. Good handball, and that's a goal. Great play there by little Waitman, combining superbly with his captain, David Cloak, and the scores. Carlton 5 goals, 3, 33. Or Richmond, that score, Carlton 4-7, 31. But very good teamwork there by the ruckman and the Roverloo. Bad kick by Bartlett, and what's the play of Waitman here?
Well, he slewed it off the side of his boot, but good play by Waitman. A beautiful hand pass, and of course the result, a goal.
Into the centre. 31-33. Knocked down to the Tigers and taken away by Mervyn Kane towards the right half forward flank. Roach is there. McConville. Oh, bad handball straight to Waitman. Into the goal square. David Cloak, the easiest goal of the afternoon. Unbelievable. And David Cloak says, thank you very much. And look at the smile on his face as Richmond go further ahead. 6-3, 39 to 4-7, 31.
Well, there he is, the little midget Waitman, instrumental in those last 2 goals. A beautiful pass out there to Cloak. Unselfish play, and the result, another goal of the Tigers.
Bad mistake there by the Carlton defence, and Waitman, the player we mentioned, nicknamed the Flea, and a very, very dangerous player around the forward line, always for Richmond, and certainly proving it then with a huge crowd here at the MCG. Once again, a quarter starting with very quick goals. It's only 2 minutes into the second term.
And, of course, the Tigers in front by 8 points. They go back into attack through Rioli, out there towards Roach. He's got the sit on Perovic. And the Tigers are really looking good as Roach takes the ball on the half-forward line. A long kick up there looking for Roach. At the back is Bartlett. The ball punched out there. Coming in to meet it now is English. Juggles the ball beautifully away from Bartlett. Goes for a kick. Oh, Satori missed that completely. Out there towards the boundary line. Picked up by Roach. Oh, bad hand pass. Buckley copped one a bit high that time. Down he goes. They pile on top of him. And the umpires found a free kick to Buckley. Gave a little one back there and got a 15-metre penalty. This brings him over the half-back line. Buckley's kick is up there towards Carlton's half-forward line. And there's a great mark to land. Tigers certainly looking a lot better at the start of this quarter. And the kick by Landy is out there towards the Richmond half-forward line. Ball comes down there to Roach. Too many Carlton players over to Wiley, but the umpires found a free kick. It'll go to Perovic. They'll Perovic to take the free kick up towards the wing position on the members' side for Carlton. They're trailing by 8 points at the moment. Fitzpatrick got under that one. Picked up here by Johnson. Goes for a short pass to McClure. It's a good one, but he fell over. And Bosusto can't pick it up. That's bad luck for you from McClure's point of view. Picked up by Dunn. Right across the face of goals. Coming in to meet it now is Range. And you can be a little bit stiff, Bob, because he had the sitting shot that time.
Yes, it looked a certain mark to McClure. Good play by Johnson, but nonetheless, we see the ball now on the centre wing.
Wiley's kick as the mark is taken down there by Val Perovic. Plays on to left half forward, and mark taken by Jeff Rains.
I think you must admit, Peter and Bobby, that they're looking a lot better, a lot more confident, Richmond, at the moment.
They are a little bit shell-shocked in the first quarter, but they've got their game flowing very nicely at the moment. Perovic in front. Loose ball. English. Malin. Grab. Was it too high? Free kick to Phil Malin. Short pass to right half forward. It's a bad one. Martello. And a 15-metre penalty as the ball is knocked away. What we term now a professional free kick, or 15 metres. Martello. Oh, beautiful kick. Jones at the back. Bartlett likewise. Sharks it superbly. Long shot at goal by Bartlett. Look at this. He's got it, I think. Goal. 2 goals to Bartlett. The little champ on fire.
And the little champ has played 383 games and kicked for the Nats so far 2 goals. And there's the score. 7 goals, 3.
51 points. As we look at that in replay to Carlton 4-7-31.
Wonderful play here by Maurice Rioli. He tapped that ball over the top to Bartlett, and Bartlett finishing off with a magnificent goal.
Play continues. Richmond looking very, very good at the moment. Back into the centre. 45 to 31 is the score as Carlton try and get clear. Loose ball up towards half forward. Now it's Maitland's chance. Maitland shoots out the handball to Bazasto.
And Bazasto goes for the long kick, but he's off target. And they've been off target for the last 10 minutes. And it's through for 1 point.
With McConville being taken away from Bartlett, Wayne Harms going down virtually to the back pocket because Bartlett's down there in the forward pocket at the moment. McConville at this stage on the wing.
Good mark to Strong from that kick in. They're looking stronger now, the Tigers. They're in front by 13 points. Good pass out there to Wiley on that wing position, a hand pass. Coming over now to Mervyn Kane. Kane goes for a kick up there towards the half-forward line. It's really a free kick to Waitman against Dilbert. Coming through is English. He was grabbed too, but Waitman won't give in. The ball is out of bounds. Out of bounds on the Tiger half-forward line, about 55 to 60 metres around from their goal. And the Tigers have fought back really well because they were down 18 points to nothing. It's finally knocked out that time over to Rawlings. Up there towards Bartlett. There's a good mark to Harms, and as Bob Skilton pointed out, he has been just shifted on to Bartlett. McConville moved. Bartlett looking a very dangerous player. Chance for big Mark Lee to mark out. No trouble with that one. And takes a mark out there and ready to send the Tigers back into attack again. Down towards the forward pocket. Cloak in the box seat here. Couldn't hold the mark. Comes down to Cloak again. Sheldon overran the ball. Cloak's grab gets a short kick. Goes after it again. They're all piling in. That's Harms getting a hand pass. Out now to Hunter. Fumbles the ball. That's most unlike him. And the umpire will ball it up for sure about 25 metres out from the Richmond goal.
There's Ken Hunter, who left the field in the first quarter. Came back later. 7 minutes gone. Second term, knocked away by Roach. Straight to Hunter, actually, who has the chance. To Perovic. Looking for Bazasto. Plenty of attention from Martello. He's caught. Tunnel ball. Out to Marcoux. The umpire has found a free kick, or is it going to be a ball up? A ball up it will be. Left half forward. Marcoux. Smother is effective. Now it comes to Mervyn Kane. Grab too high. The tackle must be around the waist or thereabouts.
Kane playing a wonderful kick down there, Pete. A wonderful game, I should say.
He is playing well.
Seven kicks to Mervyn Kane from the right half-back flank. Looking for Lee. Roving it well is Jeff Rains on the boundary line. Not the best of kicks from Rains. He can certainly do better than that. Waitman again to Lee. Ruckman and Rover combining again superbly. Lee's long kick looking for Cloak. Can't take the mark. Mario Bortolotto, number 6 for Carlton. Glascott. Perovic. Right to the VFL badge on centre wing, but it's Barry Rawlings there to take the mark, and he plays on.
And the Tigers go back into attack again. Punched away by Bartlett. Coming in to meet it now is Harms. He's got the job of minding Bartlett, doing okay since shifted there. Out wide there to Wood and Mailing. Wood goes down. This gives Mailing a chance on the boundary line. Picks up the ball pretty nicely. Finally over the top of the head of Landy. Coming out to meet it again is Kane. Doing very well in defence for the Tigers. And the ball is finally forced out of bounds on the Carlton half-forward on about 75 metres around from their goal. Richmond 45 points to Carlton 32 points in the 1982 grand final. Second quarter. Punched away by Sheldon. Out there to McClure. McClure's kick is down there towards the forward pocket. Coming in to meet it now is Dempany. Also Strawn. Couldn't quite pick it up on the first grab and finally forces the ball out of bounds. But at least coming off the ground now is Ditchman. Looks as though he could be possibly going to the dressing room. Not really take any more part in this game. Stephen Phillips, their man on the ground, said he's very, very shaky in the knees. So the ball is out of bounds, still on the Carlton half-forward line, still about 50 metres around from their goal. It'll be done, and Jones knocked down again to Rains. The Tigers playing with a lot more confidence. His kick is right across that half-back line. Satori goes the punch. It's a long one. And there's a great race between Glasgow and Satori. The younger fellow is in front, but he overruns the ball. Satori kicks it on towards Rioli. And watch Mr. Magic get around these guys. How about this for Balky? What a player this fellow is as he goes for a pass to Bartlett. And he's found him. And there's no doubt about Rioli. And of course, you can't knock the old champ either, Bob.
Full credit on both occasions, Lou. Rioli with his absolute class and skill. Bartlett, of course, has to be able to put himself in position, and even when he did get there, he was under a bit of pressure. And he's put 2 goals on the board so far, and from here, one would not be surprised if he was even able to just slip it through for his third.
Well, he's about 40 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. I think he'll make the distance. Mark Lee at the back. Couldn't hold the mark. It's finally forced out of bounds right against the point post. And we're at the 11-minute mark of this, the second quarter of the 1982 grand final. Richmond 7-3-45 to Carlton 4-8-32.
Boundary throw in. Fitzpatrick juggles it and loses it. Picked up by Hunter. He was grabbed, seemingly a little bit low. Bortolotto's hand pass is to Fitzpatrick. Into centre field. Temperley couldn't take it. Rains can. Tackle from Johnston, effective. Certainly stopped him. Strawn's kick downfield. Roach grabbed but not in possession. Play on. Waitman does. Close to the boundary line. Right half forward flank for Richmond. Marku is there. Good smother. And we'll see a throw in about 45 metres from the goal. And some very solid tackling here this afternoon by both teams. Roach and Fitzpatrick. Knocked down by Roach, palms it beautifully to Rioli, one of the best on the ground at the moment. Long shot at goal, into the square. Cloak is there with Bortolotto. Cloak can't take the mark. English to Harms. Bartlett using pace. English down, free kick against Jimmy Jess, who, as you can probably gather, is not the most popular player on the ground, certainly in the eyes of Carlton supporters. Kick up towards centre wing position. In fact, it bounces just inside the boundary line. We'll see a throw in on that centre wing position in front of the southern stand, which this afternoon predictably packed to capacity. Lee at the back of Fitzpatrick, waiting down Bazasto. Likewise, Marku picked up by the captain. Back it comes towards Bazasto. Short kick, mark taken by Strawn at left half back. Not the fastest player on the Richmond side, but a very, very good defender. Strawn to half forward. Perovic goes the punch. Rains grabbed by Perovic. Lovely tackle, holding the ball. We haven't seen too many holding the ball decisions this afternoon. And a fine tackle by Perovic earns him the free kick at centre half back.
Well, a fairly good game, Perovic, Bob.
Yes, and the player he tackled, Lou, has been a wonderful player for Richmond. That's Jeff Rains.
Yep, ball knocked away by Strawn back there to Jimmy Jess, the most unpopular player on the ground as far as the Carlton supporters are concerned. Out wide towards Glasgow, but it'll beat him and go out of bounds on the centre wing position. So we're about at the 13-minute mark of this, the second quarter. 7-3-45, Richmond to Carlton 4-8-32. And it's been a ding-dong struggle. That first quarter was a ripper. Players falling all over the place in the first 10 minutes. Umpires found a free kick. It'll go to Carlton's Marku on the centre wing position. So it's a chance now for Marku to send the Blues into attack. Oh, that's a great mark to Mervyn Kane. He's been a great player in defence for the Tigers today. It's about kick number 9 for him so far. Ball back out there towards the wing position. Roach and Perovic, punched away by Perovic, and the ball once again is out of bounds on that centre wing position.
Even though Perovic's doing well, Lou, the part you'd like about Roach these days is that he's prepared to get in the front position all the time, and even if it's punched away, those smaller Richmond players get the opportunity.
Well, there's one getting it away now in Rawlings. And English too tall for Wiley. Got one in the face from Wiley, but still gets the mark and the free kick at centre half back. Quickly plays on. Hooks the ball out there towards Fitzpatrick. Has no trouble taking this mark. Rawlings will get a 15-metre penalty for creeping over the mark. He'll get another 15 if he's not careful. He's got one. That's 30 metres. Fitzpatrick quickly plays on over centre half forward. There's Bazasto. What a mark. He quickly plays on. And he goes for a hand pass to Hunter. It could be a goal coming up. Yes, it's a goal. So it's a goal to the Blues. Good play on the part. 7 goals, 3-45. Richmond to Carlton 5-8-38. And that was brilliant play on the part of Bazasto. Took the mark and quickly played on.
Yes, Lou. He couldn't ask for any more than that exhibition of football there. We see it again on replay. He took the mark, played on, gets a hand pass across to Hunter, and Ken Hunter, well, it looks as though he might be now playing on the forward line. He's now, there's Bazasto.
15 minutes into the second quarter. Carlton come a little bit closer, 45-38 at the MCG. holding the ball. Free kick going Richmond's way, and Robert Wiley will take the free kick. Short pass out towards right half forward, looking for Bartlett. Oh, good use of the body though by Harms. Wayne Harms, too tall. Judged that perfectly.
Hunter not on the forward line, Peter. He just went down into defence or into the forward line with Rioli.
Rains, who's had many possessions this afternoon, to Wiley. Bartlett and Harms again. Could be in the back. Yes, it is. Free kick to Carlton. It will be taken by Mario Bortolotto. Short pass into the pocket. Not a good one. Jess intercepting. Glascott is there. Dool does the shepherding. High to centre wing. Buckley and Landy. Trapped by Kane. Marcoux. Malin. McClure. Oh, gutsy mark. Good mark in front of Strawn. The handball to Marcoux. This is better from Carlton. Marcoux has a chance to steady and fire at goal at the back. McConville. No mark. Play on. He does. Out of bounds. So a chance for the Carlton score. Boundary throw in, only about 10 metres from the behind post. Jones and Emmett Dunn. Chance for Ashman, can't get clear. Scooped out towards Johnston. Umpire Glenn James will, I think, affect a bounce. Yes, he will. It's only about 15 metres out from goal. Dunn trying to edge out Warren Jones. Not successful. Ashman has a snapshot. Through for one behind. And the scoreboard at the MCG, Richmond 7-3, 45, Carlton 5-9, 39.
About 17.5 minutes gone of the second quarter, and Carlton not having the best of luck when kicking for goal. They've had plenty of chances as we see Johnson get a hurried kick back there towards that forward pocket position. Punched away again by Richmond's Tempany. Down there towards Hunter. He overruns the ball. Most unlike him. It's finally picked up by Wiley. A short pass, and Rains takes the mark. And as Bob Skilton said before, playing a great game for the Tigers. Kick by Rains is well over centre half forward, looking for Cloak. English dropped the mark. There's Harms doing a great job on Bartlett at the moment. I don't know if he meant to pass that to Ashman, but he did. Finally over to Sheldon. Now's a chance for the Blues to go deep into attack. Oh, well intercepted by Strawn. Backs up well. He should get this one, but he won't. Picked up by Hunter, running in plenty of trouble. He's grabbed again. And Rioli spinning out of the pack. And it's Mr. Magic driving the ball. Downfield. It'll be downfield to Cloak. It'll be downfield after he got knocked over and give Cloak a chance to score a goal here. He's going for goal number 3. And there's no doubt about this fellow when he lets himself go. He's a magnificent player, Rioli.
Real class.
Real class. And it makes you proud when you see a player play like that, to know you're associated with Australian football. Chance now for David Cloak. He'd be about, let me see, about 35 metres out from goal on a slight angle. And Cloak going for goal number 3. There's the kick. And that's right through the middle, I would say, for another goal. So the Tigers move on to 8 goals, 3-51. To Carlton, 5-9, 39.
Listen, we did speak of Rioli when the rough stuff starts, Lou. I don't think it'll worry Maurice Rioli either, because I understand he was a Golden Gloves champion back in West Australia.
Strange thing about him, he doesn't worry about that fist and cuff stuff because he's got so much talent, he doesn't have to worry about it, Bob.
Exactly right, but he is ruck roving, changing on the half-forward line with Barry Rawlings and doing a fine job.
12 points the difference as Robert Clomp comes back onto the ground. 8-3 to 5-9 in favour of Richmond. Cloak has 3 goals. The ball booted up towards Carlton's half-forward line, and the chances for McConville. Sartori's tackle effective. Knock on by Rains to Lee at centre field. On the run, Rawlings can't gather it in. Assistance down there from Wiley it is. High to Cloak. Bortolotto in front. Cloak at the back. Knocked on. Here's the flea. Waitman in the goal square. That's another one.
Beautiful play on the part of Cloak that time, Robert.
Yes, Lou, I was just thinking how it sort of evens things up from the hand pass that Waitman gave just after the start of the first quarter. Then Cloak putting it over the top there really evens it up.
So the scores now, as we watch that in replay, Wiley getting it long downfield, and watch for little Waitman number 3.
Watch for Cloak too. That's a magnificent knock on Peter.
That's teamwork at its best, Lou. The big fellow there just competing, not trying to take the mark, making sure that he gets it down to his teammate. And right now, the big fellow of Carlton, Wale Jones, on the bench. So we'll see Mike Fitzpatrick in the ruck, and it's Robert Klomp who's gone to full forward. So Carlton not really well balanced.
57-39 at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. Richmond looking a premiership side at the moment, but we have a long way to go still in this match. Fitzpatrick, useful from the centre, not 10 metres as Martello gets the kick. There's little Waitman. English is too strong. Torpedo punt kick to half forward. Dunn is there, can't take the mark. Down goes Klopp. Number 14 is Tempany. Good tackle. Chance for Buckley, a little bit late. Umpire has found a free kick, I fancy.
Against Carlton for kicking in danger, I'd say, as we see a Richmond player in a lot of pain. Looks like Tempany.
Yes, it is. Emmett Dunn calling to the trainers to come out quickly. Maybe it's his shoulder. They do. It's his shoulder or arm. Let's see what happened there in replay. There he is on the ground now, Tempany. Oh, yes, McConville had a kick. He may have a broken arm.
Certainly in pain.
It looks that way.
I think they're calling for the stretcher too.
Well, that's certainly bad luck for Richmond. A number of injured players in the match so far. Ditchburn has left the field. He got a very hefty knock. It looked like a kick in the head accidental from Martello. And watch this again. Oh yes, right on the hand. Or forearm perhaps.
I'd say the forearm, Pete. And just looking at the faces, we see Shane Williams getting ready to come on in place of Tempany, and it certainly does not look good from Bruce Tempany's point of view. I would, you know, not being a doctor or anything like that, but it didn't look any good at all.
That's very bad luck for Tempany. One of those accidental things.
Well, the Blues are leading, are down by 18 points at the moment, and we've got rain falling lightly at the moment, and that's not going to help their chances, Bob.
Well, I think it will help Carlton's chances, Lou, because it's those bigger players who are really starting to show their worth for the Tigers. Cloak having 2 goals in this term, giving away another to Waitman, and so 3 goals in this term, David Cloak. So I'm even not even giving him enough.
No.
But at the present moment, the important part is just how is Bruce Tempany, and I really feel that he may have a broken arm.
Certainly looks that way, doesn't he? He's in a lot of pain down there. Most unfortunate.
Well, the Blues have already lost Ditchburn. It doesn't look as though he'll be coming back on the ground, Peter, because he went up the race to the dressing room.
It really is bad luck for Bruce Tempany, because he's had a bad run with injuries over the last couple of years, and you know, he certainly is a fine player for the Tigers, and he's had bad ankle injuries, and we see now. Well, let's just hope that, as bad as it looks at the moment, it is not what you would really call as serious.
You can see the bone protruding there in the forearm. You're right, Bob, it was a forearm and not a hand, and I would say they would take him straight off the ground without even going through the interchange lanes.
So I don't think there'll be any chance of Tempany coming back on the ground.
No, none whatsoever, so they won't really have to walk through the lanes there, because
I think Tempany was one who missed last year's grand final, or the year before, their premiership win with injury.
you could be right. As you said, he certainly has had a bad run with injuries, and you're right, because they're taking him straight off the ground without coming through the interchange lanes. He can't come back, not that there's much chance that he would want to. And Shane Williams, number 9, comes back on as the ball comes back into play now. Match continues. Barry Rollins. It's a left centre win. English and Waitman out of bounds. We will see a throw in. Still that light rain falling here at the MCG. Let's go down to the boundary line and Stephen Phillips.
Thanks, Peter. Yes, it looks like it's a broken arm. He's gone straight into the rooms, and he'll take no further part in the match. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Knocked away by Big Mark Lee. A very crowded centre wing position it is too. Dool off the ground, out of bounds. So both teams losing top players in the first half of the match. Ross Ditchburn for Carlton, and now Bruce Tempany for Richmond. And of course, Kenny Hunter didn't look too good earlier, but he took his place once again on the field after he was met solidly by Jimmy Jess, number 20. There he is tackling again, Jess. And play becoming a little bit untidy at the moment. Umpire Rowan Soros has decided on a bounce. Left half forward flank for Richmond. Lee and Fitzpatrick, knocked away by Fitzpatrick, and finds Glascott effectively. Carlton wingman up towards the centre wing position. Strawn doing a good job on that half-back flank. Rollings underneath it. Mid opposition from Sheldon. Perovic, tripped up. Surely a free kick. Play continues. Carlton have possession. Johnston well tackled by Wiley. Up to half forward again. McClure takes the mark this time. and Mark McClure about 55 to 60 metres out from goal, right at the point of the square, which you can see in picture at the moment. So the Carlton centre half forward should be able to put this just about into the goal square. At the back is Bazasto, the ball fisted through, 4-1 behind, and that will be added to the Carlton total. 9 goals, 3, 57, Carlton 5, 10, 40, and the difference in favour of the Tigers, 17 points.
17 points the difference, and we're just over the 25-minute mark of the second quarter, and I should imagine this one will go a long time too, because we've had quite a few distractions in the second quarter. Fitzpatrick and Lee neither take the mark. There we see coming out of the pack now is Wood. If he can ever pick it up at centre half back, he does now. Finally gets a long kick up towards the centre half forward position, punched away again by Harms, but nicely picked up by Waite. But there's a chance now for Jess. Can he get away from Dill? He goes after the ball. Dill's right on his tail. Dill still won't give in, and the ball is out of bounds. You know that Dill hasn't had many kicks, but by golly, he said Jess well covered, Bob.
Yes, but you could say that Jess has done his damage,
Yeah,
Luke.
possibly so too. Been a very tough game. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Either Perovic or Cloak could get that one. Finally kicked away by Ashman. Punched away by Glasgow again, and the ball will go out of bounds. It's still on Richmond's half-forward line, but about 75 metres around from their goal. And they're winning, or they're in front by 17 points at the moment. About 26.5 minutes gone of the second quarter. Rhodes pushes that one out to Rawlings, has a bit of a stutter that time, finally gets the ball across towards centre half forward. Waitman and English coming out to meet it, knocked on by Buckley. Going after it again as Buckley having a bit of trouble picking it up. Well played by Landry. Still can't pick it up, but English won't give in either. In goes Waitman now. A chance for English to get clear. And he's played very well in defence for Carlton. Out there towards Mark Coo, punched away by Mervyn Kane. And what a great defender he's been today for the Tigers. So the ball is out of bounds. This time it's on Carlton's half-forward line, but a good distance around from their goal. Rain still falling, a little bit heavier now. Picked up by the big farm. Martello kicked the ball into the backside of Lee that time, and there'll be another ball up. Still on the Tiger half-forward line. Carlton badly needing a goal before half-time. Lee got the tap down. Marlon gets a hurried kick back. Well smothered that time by Marcoux. Couldn't get clear. Once again, it's Mervyn Kane with a high kick back towards Jess and Dool. At the back is Hunter. Goes the big punch. Coming in to meet it is Strawn. He's got it down there. He's been a valuable player too. Over to Rains. A short pass out to Rioli and Mr. Magic. And going after Mr. Magic is Johnson. He's tackled him. Down he goes. Umpire called play, and it could be a free kick to Hunter. No, he said play as Johnson's got it now. He'll look for a lead as he drives it up there to Bazasto. But punched away by Martello. Picked up by McConville. Smothered by Williams. Now it's Marcou's turn to have a pot shot for goal. But he's off target and through for 1 point. Bazasto yelling out there in the goal square. Why didn't you kick it to me?
Yes, well, it's easy from either up here or down there in the goal square, but Marcoux didn't have much time. It was a good piece of umpiring down there, because he was going to give the free kick to Carlton, but when Wayne Johnson gained possession, he allowed them to play on rather than retard the side.
16 points the difference as Martello brings it back into play. Johnston at the back, Rains in front. An appropriate word at the moment. It's coming down by the 5-ton truckload here. Plom, number 22. McClure tackles well. Out it comes to Rains. Yes, it was Sheldon off the ground, out of bounds in the forward pocket for Carlton, and we will see a boundary throw in about 25 metres from the behind post.
One very surprising interchange. Rioli off and Welsh on.
Can't understand that at all. One of the best on the ground. Marcoux
may have a quick hip or something, Pete, just at the present stage.
McConville, chance for a goal, and he's put it through for full points. So that's a very valuable one for Carlton, coming up towards the half-time siren. Peter McConville bringing up his first goal of the afternoon, 6-11, 47 to 9-3, 57.
Well, it's Marcoux getting that ball out, and a bad bounce for Shane Williams meant that it came up there. Williams attacking the ball, and there's nothing else that one can do under those circumstances. You must attack the ball.
$10 points the difference. Marcoux in solidly is Sartori. Clough. No one making any headway at all, and umpire Saws will ball it up. Rioli on the boundary line at the interchange bench area, getting treatment from one of the trainers. Let's hope for Richmond's sake his injury isn't too serious, because he wouldn't be taken off surely if he was 100%. Marcoux, Carlton rover. There's McConville, who kicked the last goal for the Blues. He can't make ground to get to that one, and we'll see it thrown back into play. In the forward pocket. At the back is Dunn. Knocked away by Martello. Thumped into the arms of Marcoux again. Mark taken by Dunn. Still the rain coming down. There's Emmett Dunn. We'll get the Tigers out of the danger zone as time out has been played in this term. It will be a fairly lengthy one, as was the first. Lee crashes into the pack. Scooped out to Rains. Thought that was out of bounds. Certainly it was very close to it. Rains back towards centre wing. Welsh overruns it. Wiley doesn't. Roach, right half forward, going goalwards. A long shot at goal is off target. 3 for 1 behind, says the goal umpire. And that makes the difference now 58-47 in favour of Richmond. The Tigers lead by 11 points.
11 points the difference in favour of the Tigers. We're about 31 minutes into this second quarter. A short pass and a good one, and a mark taken down there by Perovic. Rain still pelting down here at the MCG. Just over 31 minutes of the second quarter. Hunter flew very high that time, couldn't hold the mark. Umpires found a free kick. It'll go to Richmond. Well, it's been a game with plenty of incidents, as we see Lee finally kick the ball up there, looking for Cloak in the front posse. Knocked down there to Wiley, looking for Bartlett. Can he get away from Harms? To get clear, there's two of them after him now. The little fella's on the boundary line. Well tackled by Harms. And he's done a great job since going on to Bartlett about halfway through this second quarter. Punched on by Bazasto. This gives Buckley a chance, but he overruns the ball. Landy breaks clear. Bazasto through. The big fella Martello to the ground as the ball goes back to Carlton's half back line, and a mark taken there by Marcoux. Over to Johnson, he's upended as the ball goes back towards Carlton's half forward line. Dunn couldn't hold the mark. It's finally Klomp getting a hand pass. Bazasto's collared, umpire call play on, so is Klomp. Down he goes. In comes Satori. Overruns the ball. Plenty of fumbling going on the ball. Very slippery. There's the siren to end the second quarter. And at half-time in the 1982 grand final, we see the Tigers still in front. 9 goals, 4-58 to Carlton. 6 goals, 11-47.
Third quarter begins at the MCG as umpire Glenn James comes in to bounce the ball. 58-47, the scoreboard in favour of the Tigers. Off the ground to Hunter, who gets one at the back. Umpire says no free kick. It will be a ball up just close to the point of the square. Lee and Jones. Rioli, one of the best on the ground in the first half. Knocked away from Roach by Perovic. Glascott close to the boundary line, and the umpire will throw it back into play.
Well, that's good news for Tiger fans. Peter Rioli back on the ground.
Yes, indeed, Lou. Roach doing the ruck battles and winning them.
Oh.
Hunter, got one too high.
Oh, Jimmy Jess again. That's the second time that Hunter's been down today.
Yes, and Jimmy Jess incurring the displeasure of the Carlton players for the second time. That's what started the brawls in the first quarter. Hunter will no doubt get the free kick. I don't know whether any numbers were taken there. I didn't see any, I must admit.
Not on the point of the chin.
Would hurt on a cool day, and this afternoon is anything but warm. And though it's been a beautiful week weather-wise in Melbourne, and of course Saturday it has to become cool.
The goal umpire ran about 40 yards to talk to 40 metres, I should say. Talked to borderline on Cloak too.
Interesting.
Play.
And a free kick downfield, or will it be a 15 or 30 metre penalty as the sun comes out? This time the kick will be taken on the centre wing position by Ken Hunter, who has certainly been in the wars this afternoon. Hunter's kick now from the centre wing position. Knocked away by Mark Lee. And very scrambly play. Umpire Glenn James will ball it up. We have a wrestle again.
I think Richmond have got about 36 falls to 34 at the moment, Peter.
Marcoux got one from Mervyn Kane. Nothing in that. So play continues, but it's pretty rough and tumble at the moment.
We're about 2 minutes into this third quarter of the 1982 grand final. The Tigers still in front by 11 points. Lee coming over at the back there, got the knockdown, kicked away by Wiley out there towards the wing position. Glasgow to win the race to the ball. Whether he can pick it up, he goes down. Finally taps it on nicely out there to Perovic. out there on the centre wing position. The ball well down towards the forward pocket. Punched away that time by McConville. Coming in to meet it now is Dunn. Well smothered that time by Johnson. Ball on the boundary line as Rioli and Fitzpatrick battle pretty hard for it there, and the umpire will ball it up down there in the forward pocket position for Carlton. It's only about 15 metres out from their goal, but you can bet your life these Tiger defenders will go in pretty hard.
Lou walking around the boundary is Bruce Tempany. Looks like he's in plaster, but he's still in his gear, just in case Richmond might, for some reason, need him to stand in the forward pocket. That shows great courage.
I couldn't imagine him coming on, Bob, but you never know your luck in a big city. But he may not be needed. McClure gets over the top of the pack. A quick kick for goal. Well stopped that time by Wood. Incidentally, Wood's been a pretty quiet player today, Bob, after being such a star in that second semi-final against Carlton last time.
Yes.
Ball back into play again. Out there towards Lee. Couldn't mark that one. Umpire called play on us. It finally picked up by Mail, and looking there for Aspen. Big Dunn goes the punch. Back there to Jones. Fumbles the ball. Coming in to meet it now is McClure. Did he drop it? No, the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. Now he's got it. Has a snap for goal. Basusto got his hand to it, but couldn't hold it, and it's through for 1 point. So it's 10 points the difference there. Let's go down to Stephen.
Thanks, Lou. Just an update on Bruce Tempany. Broken left arm. They put it in plaster. He'll be operated on at 7:30 tonight. He asked if you could come out and watch the end of the game.
I did mention, Pete, that he came out to maybe sit on the bench. He can't come back onto the ground because he did not go off on the interchange bench.
That's right. Rains has the free kick. Kick number 12 for Jeff Rains. Looking for Jess in front. Can't complete that mark. Waitman. 30-metre handball. Very, very good indeed. Satori. Long kick in at the goals. Cloak at the back. Can't mark. Through for one behind. And from the MCG, Sevens big lead. 59-49 the scoreboard. 9-5 to 6-13. Bortolotto. Long towards the outer side. Duel. One-handed. Down to Perovic and Cloak. And Roach, I should say. Out of bounds it will be, and a boundary throw in some 65 to 70 metres from the goal. Roach, number 8. Jones, number 2. Neither gets an effective tap out. Wiley goes in solidly. Ashman trying to pick it up, not having any success. Duel eventually gains control, but the umpire had blown the whistle, and we'll see a ball up. So a very scrambly start to the third quarter. Knocked down to Rioli, who gets shirt-fronted. Ashman's kick is short. Picked up by Jimmy Buckley. Not a good handball, but eventually to the skipper in Fitzpatrick. Down to half-forward. Malin. Almost caught. Long shot at goal. Going through. Yes, it is! Malin brings up his first goal for the afternoon. Carlton come closer. We've really got a grand final in our hands now. 9-5, 59 Richmond, Carlton 7-13, 55.
I reckon Martello did him a turn when he spun him off balance because he put him in line with the goals, Bob.
May have been, as we see a beautiful blind turn from Phil Malin, and full marks to Carlton, the way they've come out since half-time. Undermanned, but they really are taking the game up to the Tigers.
4 points the difference. Johnston's kick up towards half-forward, and that's a Richmond mark brought in by Sartori.
Satori at centre-half back decides to go out towards the members' side of the ground. Just have to be a mark to Glasgow. Good mark to Glasgow out there on that wing position. He's limping too. Oh, there's a bit of a box on between Lee and English. Finally, the ball will go back to Glasgow. Goes for a hand pass. Over there to Sheldon. Cloak goes the big punch. He's down there on the back line at the moment. Must have followed Bortolotto down. Going back to that full forward position again. The ball out of bounds on the Carlton half-forward line, about 55 metres around from their goal. Only 4 points the difference now. Off the top of the pack. Rawlings breaks clear of the pack that time. His kick is not a good one. Bounces back there to Wow Jones. Couldn't pick it up. Coming into meet it now is Johnson. He's collared. He's clear. He goes down. They pounce on top of him. Waitman's in the thick of things. Finally, Rains tries to crash through the pack. He actually threw that one out, but the umpire will ball it up down towards Carlton's centre half-forward position. So it's only 4 points the difference. 9-5 Richmond to Carlton, 7-13. Well, the side got control. We see a hurried kick that time. It's okay. No, it's a bad kick. Eventually it goes into the hands of Big Martello. Perfect pass out there to Rains on his own. Quickly plays on, looks for Rioli. This will be dangerous for Carlton. If only bounces right. Now Mr. Magic has it out there at half forward. Beautifully ducked away around two players, Hunter and Dool. The kick is high towards the goal square. Bartlett and Harms. Bartlett got his hands but couldn't hold them up. I think he pushed Harms in the back that time, but the umpire didn't see it. And it'll be a point to Richmond. So once again, it's 5 points the difference. And we're approaching the 8-minute mark of this, the third quarter. Chance for Rioli to mark after we see a trip going there to Hunter. And it'll be a free kick to Hunter down there short of half-back for Carlton. Oh, down goes Rioli.
One up, one down. Hunter has the ball. He's certainly been in the wars this afternoon. Sheldon, who started off very well for Carlton. Kick number 11 coming in for Sheldon. He's at left half-back flank. Looking for Bazasto in the middle of that pack. Landy, who was named in the back pocket for Richmond, but of course has been one of the best half-back flankers right throughout the year. Loose ball. English can't trap it. It's out of bounds on the centre wing, right in front of the MCC members stand. Ruckman set themselves. Actually, Dool came in to do the ruck work for Carlton. Hits it straight to Wood though. Little short chip shot. Didn't get the ball to Satori. English off the side of the boot. Marcoux went in solidly. Didn't take the ball either. Chance for Bazasto. Well picked up. Well smothered. Oh, it's very tough out there at the moment. Martella has a chance. He loses it. Plenty of mistakes being made. Marcoux, grab. Wild handball. Waitman, always a danger player for Richmond. Grab. Did he have the ball? Play on. Malin trying to do just that. The umpire has found a free kick, finally going to Malin. They certainly let it go there. Malin now from half forward. Long kick looking for McClure. Knocked away by Martello. Hunter. Sheldon does the shepherding. Snapshot at goal. Won't quite get there. In front is done. He doesn't miss too many. Martello got ridden into the ground by Fitzpatrick. Holding the ball. Oh, Richmond players don't like that one. Bob Skilton.
So he did take a long while. Maybe he had time to watch it again on replay. And I think very harshly dealt with watching on replay. I certainly don't feel I would have paid a free kick to Mike Fitzpatrick.
And Fitzpatrick on an angle, but certainly well within kicking distance, and a chance for his first goal of the afternoon. The difference is 5 points, so of course if he goals, Carlton lead by 1 point in the 82 grand final. Looks okay. It's a goal. Carlton in front. So the scores now 9-6, 60 to 8-13, 61. Carlton leading by 1 point.
11-point deficit at half-time. Carlton have added 2 goals too, while 2 points.
And that's to make will make any side lose their concentration, Bob, wouldn't they?
I wonder if I can have a word to our director, Alf Potter. Could we see that in the replay, Alf? Oh dear. Everybody's lost concentration. Goodness me. Oh well, there might be some fun in the watch house tonight. And she is escorted from the SCG. Everybody's got to get into the act. Another first you've seen on 7 Sport, a female streaker at a grand final, back into the centre.
And it's knocked out there by Richmond, finally back to Waitman, got grabbed, didn't have the ball, and he'll take the free kick. This will be another long quarter, for sure. Waiting now for Waitman to send Richmond deep into attack. They're trailing by 1 point. It's a long kick, up the 15-metre penalty. This brings him down just about the centre half forward. At the moment, it's 60 points, Richmond to Carlton, 61 points.
Commentary box is still in uproar up here.
Well, waiting now for Waitman.
Waitman about 65 metres out from goal.
Yes. Well, I suppose the crowd's still going. No one seems to be watching the match. But we are, as we wait now for Waitman to get this ball down to the full forward position. It's a long kick looking there for Roach and Cloak. Oh, there's Bartlett going for a snap at goal, but he's off target. And through for 1 point and scores a dead level in the 1982 grand final. 9-7, 61 Richmond to Carlton, 8-13, 61 also, and we're just over the 13-minute mark of this, the third quarter. You see Aspen de Boer can get around Wood quite easy. Then again, Waitman kicks out towards the outer side of the ground. Landy couldn't hold that mark. This gives Buckley a chance. Down goes Bazasto, got one right at the back of the head. Finally over to Marcoux, back to Hunter. Running to an open goal, fires, but he's off target. The ball going for the boundary line, and it's out of bounds in the forward pocket position. Scores dead level, 61 points apiece. And we've certainly seen one of the great grand finals of all time, one of the toughest. Running now for the ball.
Really has had everything, Lou.
Certainly has. Well, finally knocked out to Landy, over to Rioli, down there at Carlton in the back pocket position, out wide. Finally coming in to meet it now as Rawlings on his own. Steadies, fires the ball back there towards Cloak and Bortolotto, which is though Cloak's out at centre-half forward. English's kick is a hurried one. Coming in to meet it is Sheldon. Gets a hurried kick across to centre-half forward now. Marcoux. Can he break clear? Big Lee goes after. He's got too much pace for the big fellow. The kick is not a great one, but it might make its mark as we see Fitzpatrick with a hand pass. Back to Ashton, straightens up with a pass. Oh, it'll be a free kick for sure.
Yes.
To McClure. Interfered with that time, and McClure to take the free kick. Only about 5 metres out from goal.
Yes, we watch it on replay, and there was certainly no doubt a free kick. I think he had dropped the mark anyway, but Graham Landy wasn't to know that. He was going to make sure that Mark McClure earned his kick, as Francis Burke has a few words on the phone.
Scores dead level, and McClure with a chance to put the Blues in front by 6 points, only about 3 metres out. And he's put it right through the middle. That's his first goal of the scores. 9 goals, 13, 67. Carlton to Richmond, 9-7, 61.
Yes, with a fine goal by Carlton. It's been a wonderful quarter of football by the Blues. And they had their backs to the wall at half-time. They knew that, with Ditchburn unable to come back onto the ground. They were a little bit unbalanced. They've put McClure virtually down to full forward. He's playing from the square. McConville's there alongside him as well. And Fitzpatrick at centre-half forward.
Carlton now lead by 6 points at the 15-minute mark of the third quarter, 9-13 to 9-7. It really has been a grand final that's had everything. Ashman actually does the ruck work, trying to get it away from Rawlings. Play on call from the umpire. Jones to half forward for Carlton, and the mark taken down there by Bazasto. So Carlton now looking the better side. He's gone for a short pass. Fitzpatrick takes it. I don't know whether it was actually intended for him. It doesn't matter. Fitzpatrick has kicked 1 goal already. He would be about 55 metres out from goal. And you'll see him on the edge of the square there. A long kick, certainly, but it's not without the possibility that he'll kick it. Carlton skipper. It's a beautiful punt kick for a goal, and Fitzpatrick putting through his second goal, and Carlton second in about 2 minutes. 10-13, 73. They lead Richmond 9-7, 61.
And Mike Fitzpatrick, one of the fine moves by Carlton made at half-time, playing at centre-half forward in this third quarter, has proven a focal point at which they can drive the ball at, and Fitzpatrick has tapped the ball on either side.
£12 the difference as umpire James puts the ball down in the centre again. 2 very quick goals to Carlton. Richmond looking wobbly now. Thumped away by Jones. Wood, the Tigers' premiership captain in 1980. Wide to right half forward. Jess, good mark in front of Gould. Strong mark. And Jimmy Jess would just about be able to kick this. He's a very good kick at goal. Cloak in the goal square. I think Jess is fairly confident. He can kick the ball mammoth distances. Only problem, the surface may be slippery. Not a bad attempt into the goal square. Oh, Harms, fine grab. And Wayne Harms taking that mark in the square, gets it out to Marcoux in the pocket. Short little chip shot out towards the centre wing position, but a chance for Big Jones on the run. And a long clearing kick by Jones. It's at right half forward.
And the Blues looking good now as the ball goes out of bounds on their half forward line. They're in front by 12 points. There's 73 points to Richmond 61. Approaching the 18-minute mark of this, the third quarter of the 1982 grand final. And what a game it's been. Waiting now for the umpire to bring the ball back into play. It'll be Fitzpatrick and Martello. Both missed that one. Packett comes there to Strawn, a hurried kick. Intercepted that time by the little Glasgow. Wiley's right on his tail there. He can't get clear, still struggling. And the umpire said it'll be holding the ball against him.
A little harsh, I thought, Lou.
I thought it was a bit tough because he made the play. Wiley gets the ball back to half forward now. Bortolotto and Cloak. Bortolotto doing a good job. Waitman fumbled the ball that time and it's out of bounds. But at least it's on Richmond's half-forward line, about 65 metres around from their goal. And the Tigers, after starting this second half 11 points in front, are now trailing by 2 goals. We see Hunter fumble that one, couldn't get clear, but it comes out to Pizzusto. Oh, tap on beautifully to Bortolotto, and they go back into attack again. But a good mark to Shane Williams. He's got one, but he'll be okay. A 15-metre penalty. Dunn and McClure having a bit of a dip there. That's par for the course today. Out wide, coming is Landy and Buckley going for it. Roach overruns. This will allow Sheldon to get a hurried kick back now. Williams with a chance to mark. Oh, he missed that big Dunn up that time. After Dunn is McConville's got him and the ball is out of bounds. It'll be a throw, and this time it's on Carlton's half-forward line and Welsh on the ground. Wood off the ground. He's had a pretty poor day so far. It's about 50 metres in it. Ball back into play again. Punched away by Sheldon. Grabbed that time by Rains. He's gone quiet. Tapped on by Fitzpatrick. It'll be holding the ball against Rains. He's not too happy about it. And the free kick to go to Johnson.
Richmond rattled at the moment.
Yes, they are. And, of course, Carlton playing very strong football. Johnson's already kicked 2 goals. Well, it was a pretty tough decision against him, just the same. Johnson would be about 35 to 40 metres out from goal on a very slight angle. Should cover the distance. There's Pizzusto flying, but it's through for 1 point. So it's 13 points the difference. 9-7-61 to Carlton 10-14-74.
Martello. Short pass to Williams. They didn't really gain too much from that. Nearly came unstuck. Shane Williams in the back pocket. Knocked away by Buckley. He goes in solidly after the ball, but umpire James has decided to play a free kick now. It was going to be a ball up, I think. Landy takes it from right half-back flank. That's a good kick. Cloak moved out from the goal. Mark taken by Bortolotto. It has been paid. Mario Bortolotto just short of the centre circle. Knocked away. Oh, no, it's not knocked away. Good mark to McConville.
Looking better now, Carlton, Bob.
Yes, and not only are Carlton looking better, but Richmond looking quite rattled at its own time.
Pizzusto in front. And marks! Oh, I thought he should have played that one. Ashman has a snapshot in the meantime, and he's put it through, so it doesn't matter. Carlton players not waiting for the umpire's decision, getting on with the game, and that's the name of it. 11-14, 80 to Richmond, 9-7-61.
We might say justice prevailed there as we see again on replay, and we watch closely to see whether or not Peter Pizzusto, he touched it there. He was the only player to touch it, so no doubt in my mind that it was a mark, so justice does prevail as Ashman puts it through.
80-61 now. 19 points the difference in the 82 grand final. Richmond stopping. They haven't scored a goal in this quarter. They've scored only 3 behinds, and Carlton have piled them on. Martello back to half forward for Richmond. They haven't been forward many occasions at all this term. Hunter doesn't let them get any further either. Out to the centre wing. Malin and Jess. Rioli, I don't think has had a kick this quarter. One of their best players in the first half. Marcoux to Hunter. Good handball. Back to centre wing. Knocked away from Fitzpatrick, who's looking for a free kick, and he'll get one.
Fitzpatrick with the free kick out there on that centre wing position. And that's certainly been a winning move, placing him at centre half forward in this third quarter too. The ball knocked out by Richmond. Finally picked up by Pizzusto. He's gone for a pass. Looking there for Ashman on his own. Can he grab it on the boundary line? Yes, he does. Short pass to McConville. He's got the mark. Dangerous one, but McConville would be about 30 metres out from goal. A difficult shot, but he's already kicked one. Well, they're really in the hot seat now, Richmond. They're trailing by 19 points. Short pass, Marcoux left unattended. He's still on about the same angle, but much close, only about 15 metres out. Of course, a few of their players have really lifted their game in this quarter. And as Bob said there, the Tigers looking a little bit rattled. Off target and through for 1 point, so it's 11 goals, 15-81. Carlton to Richmond, 9-7-61, a difference of 20 points.
And when you say difference, Lou, I can't emphasise enough the difference that Mike Fitzpatrick has made on this game.
Ball cleared away now by Strawn, out there towards Roach and McClure. And he takes the mark out there on that centre wing position. McClure playing in defence now.
No, I think he's just moved down to that forward area and moved down the ground a bit, Lou.
Okay, going for the mark this time is Big Dunn, and he takes the mark a little bit short of centre half back. Tigers failing to score in this quarter, a goal. And the ball finally kicked out towards McClure, who goes the punch away from Roach. Chipping in there was little Waitman. Fumbles the ball, but McClure won't give in. Taps it down, goes after it again, knocks it back towards the half-forward line. Picked up on the line that time by Rioli. Couldn't get a free kick. No, the umpire said there'll be a throw-in. The
player that has been shifted, though, is Michael Roach. Lee going off the ball and down to the full forward area, and Roach on the ball at the moment.
That's Pizzusto getting the knockout, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Richmond's done. So we're approaching the 24.5-minute mark of this, the third quarter of the 1982 grand final. 11-15-81 Carlton to Richmond 9-7-61.
Taken by Cloak. Looks for the handball, taken by Strawn from the centre. Trying to find Bartlett or Lee. Bartlett's there, so too is Perovic. Bartlett grabbed, did he have the ball? Kevin Bartlett not too happy. And we'll see a boundary throw-in in Richmond's forward pocket.
Good decision, I felt.
Haven't been down forward too much at all this term, and as Luke pointed out correctly, they haven't scored a goal. Welsh trying to get clear, gets it to Bartlett, that was useful. Long shot at goal by Bartlett, going close. One behind, just missed. And so the score is 9-8-62 to 11-15-81. 19 points the difference. Wayne Harms.
This fella's made a difference since going on to Bartlett too, Bob.
Yes, he's been a fine player, and what a fine player Harms has been in big occasion games.
Well, Rawlings lost sight of that one. Marcoux on the boundary line. Retrieves to Buckley, who's out of bounds. A free kick in the meantime going Carlton's way. Marcoux, well smothered. Chance for Satori. Oh, and plenty of bother. No one backing up. Satori at the point of the square. Short to Welsh. Peter Welsh about 70 metres out from goal. Could he possibly kick that? With a tornado behind him. So subsequently, a short pass. Looking for Wiley. Hunter. Dool. The flying doorman. Bortolotto on centre wing in front of Welsh. Could have given it back to Dool then, but decides to go for a pass further downfield, trying to find Fitzpatrick, who was covered. Cloak is on the wing. Richmond skipper started at full forward. Good shepherding. Cloak. Downfield. In the road, though, a Hunter.
Wasn't quite a bad game either.
No, it's made the difference since he's come back onto the ground.
Yes, Rioli cut loose when he was off the field in the first quarter. No mark. Fitzpatrick to Rawlings. All Rawlings fumbles. Marcoux has the chance. Too high, says the umpire, and it will be a free kick going to Barry Rawlings, a little bit short of right centre wing.
About 27 minutes gone of this third quarter. The ball back there, and Wiley takes the mark at centre half forward for Richmond. They badly need a goal at the moment. They're trailing by 19 points. Chance for big leader mark. He couldn't hold that. Bartlett comes in right on his tail as Glasgow over the line. They both go.
I think Lee might have taken the mark if Bartlett hadn't taken it away from him.
Could have, but I don't know, Bob. A bit doubtful about that as we wait now for Jones and Lee. Knocked out of Rioli, a hurried kick back towards Jess and Dool. Dool's got the sit there virtually, taps the ball down, but taking it over the line now is Perovic for another point. So it's 18 points the difference now. 9-9-63 Richmond to Carlton 11-15-81. Approaching the 28-minute mark of this third quarter. The ball out wide and Johnson on his own. They're playing with a lot more confidence. A hand pass over to Sheldon out there at half back. Boots the ball wide. No one out there for Carlton. This allows Strawn to pick it up easily on that centre wing position. Goes for a pass. It's a shocker. And the ball is out of bounds and a penalty free kick to Sheldon down there at half back. Well, as you said before, Bob, They're playing as a rattle side at the moment, Richmond.
Have not kicked a goal for the term.
No coordination about their players. Two players spoil each other, Kane and Roach. Roach goes on top of the ball now, can't get clear. Falling there is Malin. And the umpire will ball it up on the centre wing position.
A number of the Richmond players have gone right out of the game. Rains for one, Kane for another.
Bartlett for another.
Rioli for another.
All their star prime movers are missing in this third quarter. And, of course, Carlton made the move of putting, we see Fitzpatrick to centre half forward. And there's no doubt since Wayne Harms went on to Bartlett, was a very dangerous player up until about halfway through the second quarter. That's made a difference too, and Hunter coming back on the ground. But also the coordination has been terrific. Knocked away that time back there towards Mervyn Kane. The ball shot back towards centre field. Coming out to meet it as Borlotto overruns the ball. But there he goes again. And we find it kicked off the ground by Cloak. And once again it's Harms chipping in. Too good for Bartlett. A bad kick. Now there's a chance for Richmond to go further forward. A hand pass from Waitman over to Rains. A long shot. Will he make the distance? I don't think so. At the back there is Cloak. It could be a goal. That was Dutch. And through for a point. So it's 17 points the difference now.
Very, very close, that kick by Jeff Rains, and it must have been touched right on the line. Perovic has the ball. Does the kicking in. And snapped up by Jimmy Buckley. Would have been dangerous, that. As it turned out, it wasn't.
Oh, that is,
yes. Oh, yes, out of bounds on the full. And one good clearing kick would certainly have been better than those two little 9-iron shots.
Well, I don't want to relax, Carlton, because this is too professional of a side to relax on, Peter.
Sartori centres the ball. Looking for a big Richmond mark. Can't find any. There is a free kick. It's going to English. Carlton players running loose at the moment. It's gone past Hunter. You have to bring the ball back, though. So time on being whistled. We've already played some 5 minutes of that in the third quarter. Again, I would imagine a rather lengthy term after the little interlude in the middle there with the streaker. Perovic. Grunts are getting louder. Johnston in the circle. Plays on. McClure can't take the mark. Dunn lost sight of it. McConville. Hunter does the shepherding. As the siren goes for three-quarter time, a very good quarter by Carlton. And we check the scores in the 82 grand final. The Blues leading 11 goals, 15, 81 points. To Richmond, 9 goals, 10, 64 points. Final quarter at the MCG now of the 82 grand final, 81-64 in favour of Carlton. They kick 5-4 to 6 behinds in that term. Knocked away by Mark Lee from the centre bounce. Up it comes to Waitman. Bounce doesn't favour Harms. Dool, well tackled by Bartlett. Back to Waitman. Fumbles. Scooped out. Taken by Roach. A long shot. Jess in the goal square. Has he marked? Bartlett snaps for goal in the meantime. It's a goal. That's just what they wanted to start the final term. 3 goals to Kevin Bartlett. And they couldn't have really wished for a better opening to the final stanza of play. 11-15, 81 to 10-10, 70.
Well, it did work out as Richmond probably hoped anyway, but I was very surprised. And we watch again on replay. For mine, it was a mark to Jimmy Jess, and we'll see again now. And I know that if I'd brought one down like that, I'd expect to be paid a mark. But it doesn't matter from a Richmond point of view, because I know they do not care who kicks the goal as long as there's 6 points on the board to Richmond, and that's their first since half-time.
Yes, they kicked only 6 points during that third quarter, but they added 5-1 during the second term, and once again the grand final comes alive here before a crowd of in excess of 100,000 fans. 11 points the difference after Kevin Bartlett brought up his third goal, 81-70 as we await the bounce. Jones to Ashman, good ruck work, intercepting was Wiley. Oh, got nudged in the back, or tripped. Free kick to Robert Wiley. And Wiley to take the free kick, a little bit short of centre half forward. Long for Cloak. Can't take it. Bartlett's there again. All ran into Ashman, solidly, good tackle, holding the ball, free kick.
Tell you what, they don't give Bartlett much chance, these umpires. As soon as they say down he goes, they give the free kick holding the ball, Bob. It may have been another 15-metre penalty against Bartlett. He's not too happy about the decision going up to James.
He did have opportunities to get rid of the ball, Lou. He had time to go one way, then the other. And you know, I know it probably seems as though he gets harshly treated, but I think he gets the harsh treatment from the opposition more than anything else.
Punched away again by Bortolotto, finally back to Roach. The Tigers got a chance to go back into attack, but there's Aspin in the way to take the mark at centre half back. Carlton get the ball back there, chance for Mark Kerry's got it. And at the moment, it's only 11 points the difference, and the Tigers in there with a real chance for the 1982 grand final. Another short pass, but Buckley dropped the mark. Buckley still plays in front there, spins out of the pack, runs into Landy. Big Jones tries to get a hand pass out. Oh, Kane got one on the head that time, and the umpire will board it up out there on Carlton's half forward line, about 55 metres out from their goal. Lee and Fitzpatrick. Actually, Fitzpatrick got it down. Rioli tries to spin out of the pack the first time. He does the second. And it's a left foot kick back to centre field. The back is Waitman. Nearly grabbed. He's got the mark.
Great effort.
A beautiful mark over a much bigger player than himself. He's hurt himself too. A hand pass coming over to Wiley. And Wiley with a long kick looking for David Cloak at the back. Couldn't hold the mark. Backing up as Dill. Tapped out to Bartlett. Down goes Bartlett. Nearly one in the back. But he didn't find it. Finally picked up by Dill. And Carlton take the ball away from the danger zone with a pass out there to Perovic.
Perovic to Johnston. Knock on.
Well, while it's out of bounds, Peter, I really felt that it was a free kick to Bartlett down there on that forward line.
Obviously the umpire didn't, though. I got the impression that Bartlett helped himself along with a little bit of a nudge. Lee does it well. Gets around Ashman. Well played. Up to half forward. And close to the boundary line. The chance for Perovic. Oh, scrag high. Perovic goes after Welsh. Hunter has the ball. Had a very good game after being almost KO'd in the first quarter. Landy. Rioli. Mervyn Kane moving well through centre field. Oh, that's got to be in the back, doesn't it? Free kick to Richmond. Dale Waitman, the recipient. Jess. That's got to be a mark.
Well, Jimmy Jess is not the most popular guy at the ground here by the Carlton supporters.
Well, Jimmy Jess will certainly get the distance. The accuracy we don't know about. 30 metres out, directly in front of the scoreboard in goal. A goal he would make it 5 points the difference. He has converted. Jimmy Jess bringing up goal number 1 for him for the afternoon. The Tigers 11th, 11-10, 76 to 11-15, 81.
Well, since quarter time, Pete, you would really think that the wind was having a big effect on the way the scoring has gone. Richmond kicking 5 goals to 2 in the second quarter. Carlton kicking 5 goals to 0 in the third term, and now Richmond with 2 quick goals.
5 points the difference. 81 to 76 in the 1982 grand final from the MCG. Jimmy Buckley on centre wing position, trying to get past Rioli. Well played from Buckley, but he can't gain possession. Rioli does on the boundary line, almost like a rugby league touchdown. A free kick going to the Richmond Rover. Maurice Rioli playing on. Long to half forward. Welsh. Hunter. Perovic. Loses it. Back to Ken Hunter. Good handball taken by Maylan. Maylan back to Perovic, and the Blues go forward.
And the ball coming out there now to Aspin on the centre wing position. Drives it down towards the half forward line. The ball will be out of bounds about 50 metres around from the Carlton goal.
Landy bleeding freely.
Oh, very nasty cut across that left eye of Landy's. It's been a tough game today. One of the toughest grand finals we've seen for a long, long time. Off the top of the pack now and got that one. Quick kick that time by Bazasto. Coming to meet it now is Dunn and takes a mark. Looks to me if McClure was limping a bit down there, Bob, too.
So I wouldn't be a bit surprised, Lou, because he was in doubt before the game started. Let's face it.
15-metre penalty, and the difference now only 5 points in favour of Carlton. We've played about 7.5 minutes of this last quarter of the 1982 grand final. Jones going in pretty hard there, and the ball is finally forced out of bounds. Still about 45 metres around from the Carlton goal. Well, there's nothing in this match. That's how it's been all day. Finally knocked away by Strawn. Coming to meet it now is Rawlings. Gets a hurried kick, even though he's grabbed. Back, great mark to Little Waitman. He's starting to fire again in this quarter. 15-metre penalty, and this gives him a chance to send them really deep into attack. Goes for a short pass out wide. I don't know if that helps much, but Wiley's got on his own. Finally across there towards Jess coming in for the fly. Got up high, couldn't hold the mark. Now it's Roach kicking it off the ground. Finally it comes to land. He couldn't pick it up. This gives Ings a chance, but he's having a lot of trouble doing likewise. Out to Glaskett. Glaskett's grabbed, and he'll get a free kick against Roach. And Glaskett to take that free kick out there at half-back.
He's limping too.
So the difference is only 5 points in favour of Carlton. Can they hang in there and win this grand final for the second time in a row? A long hand pass coming out there to English. A long kick back there towards the half-forward line. Tapped on by Martello, and the ball is out of bounds about 70 metres around from the Carlton goal.
7.5 minutes gone, final term. Lee and Fitzpatrick. Knocked down to Bazasto. Fitzpatrick again. Solid mark. Richmond fans don't agree. Carlton skipper. Very good second half. 17 kicks he's had. And that's a good effort. Speaks for itself. Well, plenty of Richmond players are there. Kane, Johnston late on the scene. It's on centre wing. Hunter and Welsh. Play on, says the umpire. Welsh grab. Mayland comes in. Welsh gets run in the back, and he'll get the free kick. Well, what was your decision? Peter Welsh, centre wing. Short pass. Jones is there. So too is Dool backing up. Plenty of Carlton players making sure it didn't go to Richmond hands. Johnston at half forward. Oh, dropped the sitter. Fitzpatrick. Long kick by the Carlton skipper off target, and that will make the difference. I think an even goal. 3 for 1 behind. And at the MCG, 76-82 in the 82 grand final.
And we're just over the 8-minute mark of this last quarter, and it's a goal the difference. A kick out there to Dunn. He's got the mark a little short of half-back. Both sides pretty tired, but Carlton seemed to me as if they have a couple of players limping out there. Dunn nearly messed this up. As a matter of fact, he did mess it up.
Call play on by the umpire, Lou.
Call play. There's a free kick to Bazasto against Martello. Oh, he said dropping the ball. I don't know what you thought about that, Bob, as we see Martello kick the ball back now. A fumble that time by Little White, but he got one in the back. Taps the ball back, and the umpire said it'll be against him for scooping it. And the free kick to go to Wayne Johnson towards centre half forward. A short pass, it's a good one. And McConville's got the mark about 45 metres out from goal. He's going for another short pass, it'll be okay, and Aspen's got it. And he's pretty close to the goals. He'd only be about 20 metres out, and Aspen's already kicked 2 goals.
Poor defence by the Tigers there. Mervyn Kane standing alongside a teammate on the mark. Ashman completely clear on his own.
Aspen coming in now for his 3rd goal. Oh, it's a shocking kick. And it's out of bounds on the full. So the Tigers still in there now. Only 6 points the difference. That could have been the backbreaker, Bob.
Yes, they're the vital goals that you just cannot afford to miss.
Waiting on Dunn to bring this ball back into play. Dunn kicks the high kick out there towards the half-back line. Plenty of people flying for that, but the umpire's paid a mark. It'll go to land. It was a pretty good make. A courageous one. Hand pass over to Martello. The kick is out now towards the wing position. In front there was Roach coming in to meet it nicely as Johnson. He strips away from Rioli. Finally kicks the ball back towards centre half forward. Punched away by the Richmond defence. Picking it up nicely is Landy. Balks. Goes for a short pass. A dangerous one to Dunn. He's really under pressure here. Aspen comes in, takes the ball away from him. A hand pass back to McClure. Another one over to Bazasto and a goal for sure.
Carlton 2 goals in front. Well, poor defence by the Tigers. And Peter Bazasto bringing up his first goal for the afternoon. Carlton 12-16, 88 points. Richmond 11-10, 76.
Unbelievable play by Graham Landy on that occasion. As how he could possibly come back across the ground with that short pass. I almost can't believe it. I know the way the late Norm Smith looked upon his football, he would rise from the grave.
Another new ball being used. That one kicked high into the top stand of the southern deck. Bazasto, despite the fact that it was only a couple of metres out, really putting the boot into it. And Carlton have a useful break in the 82 grand final. 2 goals. 12 minutes gone, final quarter, 88-76. Knocked down by Lee. Wakeman. Or collared too high by Johnston, the free kick. Oh, Brian Wood gets into the action. There's Mayland one to go on with. 12 kicks, 10 handballs to Dale Wakeman. This one long into the forward pocket. Hunter is there. Cloak at the back. Hunter claims the mark. Wood offloads him with a good hip and shoulder. Puts him into the photographers.
Played a pretty good game too, Hunter, Bob.
Oh, he's played a fine game, Lou.
Boundary throw in
Doesn't he?
in the forward pocket. Knocked down by Jones. Wiley, well smothered by Marku. Kick is high towards right half forward flank. Buzusto to Buckley, or Sheldon it was. And Kane taking the ball over the line, not particularly interested in keeping it in, I don't think. And once again, we'll see a boundary throw in. This time it's the left half forward flank for Carlton. Lee in front. Rioli. Perovic met solidly by Wood. And the end result of all that is a ball up, which will take place on centre wing. Carlton leading by 12 goals here in the 1982 Grand Final. 2 goals, 12 points. Lee palms it straight to Marku. Ball smothered off the hands, out of bounds in the middle of the players' interchange area. We'll see a throw in at the 14-minute mark.
12 points the difference in favour of the Blues. The Tigers finding it very hard to wear them down as we see Waitman trying to get the ball through the pack. Buzusto buzzing there as he gets the ball over to Johnson. There's a pass. It's too long for McClure. Coming to meet it now is McConville. Well grabbed by Landy. Buckley cops 1-2, but the umpire called play on. Out there to Dunny, falls over at a crucial time there. And the umpire's going to ball up about 30 metres out from the Carlton goal. They're making plenty of mistakes, Richmond, down there in defence at the moment.
Yes, they haven't shown that cool, calm and collected approach under pressure, Lou.
Finally Dunn throws the ball out. Buckley's collared that time by Waitman, who's played a great game for the Tigers today. Been a great battler, Bob.
One of the players who has been consistent, like most of the Richmond players, quiet in the third term, but even then he was still doing his share.
Ball knocked out by the big fella Fitzpatrick, who's been a star here today. Rollins' kick is a bad one over to McClure. But McClure's off target, but that could be a very handy point. It puts them 13 points in front now, meaning the Tigers need 3 goals to win this one, and we're just over the 15-minute mark of the last quarter. So the Carlton side looking very good as the ball goes back into play again. Jones goes the punts. Knocked away by Malin. Back to Lee. He's grabbed. Drops the ball. Umpire said play on. Gave him the benefit down as Kane clears the ball back out there to Wood. And Wood, he's got one around the chops that time for Malin, a 15-metre penalty. And he should get the ball down here to either Cloak or Jess, but they're both having trouble taking the mark in this last quarter. Ball comes down now to Wiley. Well tackled by Harms. Umpire called play. Will be a ball up this time about 25 to 30 metres out from the Richmond goal. By golly, he's played a great game too, Harms.
By James having a word to Kevin Bartlett, thinking that Kevin's had too much to say.
Well, that's about the 3rd time he's chatted up the old timer today. One thing about Glenn James, he won't take any tomfoolery with it from these guys. He doesn't care what their reputation is. Out to Bartlett. Snaps towards the goals, but there's no one there for the Tigers, and an easy mark taken to defence there by Wayne Harms. That's the boy I was talking about before. Since going on to Bartlett, he's made the world of difference.
He has too. Marku taking the mark, a little bit short of right half-back flank. Bortolotto just gets clear. Wiley couldn't trap it. Sheldon's there. Rollings. Collared. Dool in the row. Never reliable. Short pass from Dool. Not a good one. Oh, Lee overran it completely. Glasgow gets a magnificent bounce. Absolutely ideal for him. Over the top to Buckley. In trouble. Met solidly. Landy's there holding the ball. Free kick to Graham Landy, left half-back flank. Rains on centre wing. Puts the ball high, looking for Lee. At the back, Buzusto. Lee has the mark. And plays on. Looks for Wiley. Wiley at centre field. Short pass out towards the right half-forward flank. Brian Wood, he's lifted his game in this final term. Playing on. Handball to Welsh. Steadies. Shot at goal. One behind. So So the scores 11-11, 77 to 12-17, 79. It's still 12 points the difference in the 1982 grand final. Anybody's match. Carlton naturally in the box seek to win it, but Richmond not giving in. Duel. Looking for a lead. Now he kicks it long. Jones and Roach has the speed, takes the mark. Roach would be about 55 to 60 metres out from goal. The former winner of the VFL goal kicking, played in the ruck this year mostly. With Brian Taylor at full forward, but not playing today. He started at centre half forward. Lovely kick distance-wise, accuracy not what was required, through for one behind. He's kicked 3 points, Michael Roach, 78 to 89.
11 points the difference now, so the ball back into play by Bortolotto out towards that half. There's Rains getting up. It could be interference against Sheldon, no doubt about that. And Rains will take the free kick. Gasket trying to creep over the mark. He'll have to come back a bit yet. That's the kick by Rains. Up there towards the Cloak. Cloak and Bortolotto going for this one. Cloak got up high, couldn't hold the mark. Bartlett comes in, he's got a chance to snap, but he's put it right across the face of goals. Taken away by Johnson. A beautiful pass out to Perovic. And the Blues take the ball away from the danger zone. Perovic's kick is a long one. Down towards the Carlton half-forward line. Fitzpatrick comes in. Upended a couple of players and went down himself. Grabbed that time as Aspen by Kane. Good attacking defence that time by Kane, but the ball is out of bounds. On the full, it'll be a penalty free kick to Carlton on their half-forward line. And to take the free kick could be Ashman.
Fitzpatrick really hobbling around there.
Fitzpatrick going off the ground, is he, or what? Where's he going off the ground? That'll be a blow because there's still plenty of time for Richmond to win this match. 11 points the difference. Aspen's kick is up there towards the forward pocket. The back there is done. But grabbed that time was Kane. He's pulled to the ground and the umpire will board it up in the forward pocket position. Yes, Fitzpatrick off the ground at the moment. In a bit of trouble with that ankle, I think it is, Bob.
There's the doctor having a look. And, Mark Fitzpatrick.
11 points the difference. Ball knocked out by Dunn. Back there to Johnson. Snaps towards the goal. Not a bad sort of a kick either. Oh, touched on the line that time by Rawlings. A beautiful save that time. And it's still 2 goals the difference. So the score is 11 goals, 12, 78 Richmond to Carlton. 12 goals, 18, 90. And we're just on the 19.5-minute mark of this, the last quarter. Can the Tigers get up and win this match, Peter?
And can the Blues make it 2 premierships in succession? McClure and Dunn. Dunn caught, didn't seem to have the ball. Out comes Marku, got one too high, holding the ball. Free kick going Richmond's way as Emmett Dunn gets thrown in a judo throw by Marku. Dunn, of course, a policeman. He might arrest him. He has the free kick.
You have to admire the approach of Carlton since half-time, Pete.
Great effort. Dunn, an awkward kick to the centre wing position. Rains couldn't trap it. Wiley can, over his shoulder. Perovic and Lee. The boundary line is close. Good handball by Lee, looking for Wood, who got one in the back. Wood playing on. Game effort. Jones. Malin. Picked up by Ashman. Well tackled Rioli. Out of bounds, and the throw-in will take place in front of the MCC members stand. That's right half forward for Richmond. 21 minutes gone. Can the Blues hang on? Knocked down by Lee. Rawlings. Dool and Jess. Dool. Brings it wide. Looking for and finding Bazusto. Oh, Landy gave him one to go on with. That'll stir things up a little bit. Very, very solid knock.
Well, it started off this way and it's going to finish that way, Bob. They've been at it all day, haven't they?
I wonder whether whether Bazusto was the player responsible for Landy's eye, because
Pencil's coming out. Landy has had his number taken by umpire Glenn James. It may have been, Bob. Was that the evener-upper then, perhaps?
one wonders.
Umpire Glenn James writing the appropriate numbers and the charges in the book. The offendee and the offendor. Bazusto has a sore neck, but importantly for Carlton at the moment, he has the free kick and the 15-metre penalty, it would appear. So that brings Peter Bazusto 15 metres, still he goes on. Play continues. Out wide is Malin and Wood. out of bounds on centre wing. Still the difference is, let me see, 73 to 90 or 78 to 90. 12 points, 2 goals would see a draw for Richmond. Martello picked up by Wiley. Out wide is Glascott, right on the boundary line. Glascott brings it back towards centre field. Buckley is there for Carlton, likewise Robert Klomp. Long handball, Sheldon couldn't take it, scoops it out to Klomp again. Very close to the boundary line, it's still in play. And it will be a ball up.
22 and a half minutes gone and still 12 points the difference in favour of Carlton. I've just got the feeling Carlton are going to hang in there, Bob, and win this one because Richmond don't seem to be playing on well enough at the moment.
I think from the moment they hit the front in that third quarter, Lou, their confidence went sky high, and now it's Malin who drives the ball towards centre half forward.
There's a go from McConville to fire at the goals, but he's off target and he makes the difference. 13 points, a very handy point at this stage of the match as we approach, or just over the 23-minute mark. 78 points Richmond to Carlton 91, and there's a big chance that Carlton could win 2 on end now. Out it comes there, and the mark couldn't be taken by Dunn. Tapped on by McClure very smartly. Over to Mark Koo. There's the one that counts, and that's the goal. I would say that's the premiership for Carlton for 1982.
It's Alex Marcou's first goal, but wonderful play by Mark McClure. Almost a mark to win it done, as we see there the Carlton interchange bench. Their skipper Mike Fitzpatrick. We watch on replay as the ball comes out. Almost a mark to done. And we'll again see McClure tap the ball forward to allow the little speedster in Alex Marcoux to spear that ball right through the centre.
24 minutes gone, final quarter. 97 to 78 is the score. Sevens big lead in the grand final.
And the ball comes out there to Wood. And the Tigers in the hot seat now as the ball finally pushed on by Rioli over to Hunter. But the Blues go back into attack. And at the moment they're 21 points in front. That's a pretty good lead at this stage of the match as we approach the 24.5-minute mark. And no wonder this crowd of 110,000, half them Carlton, or more than half Carlton supporters are rejoiced because they think they got the flag in the bag. And I'm inclined to agree with them as we see Rains come out of the pack that time down there at half back. Shoots the ball back towards the wing position, but there's Dool. And look at these players really backing up now and making this game safe for Carlton.
Yes, and it's going to be even safer too, made that way by the weather because it's pelting with rain again as Bazasto takes a beautiful grab right on the boundary line at left half forward for Carlton. Blues finishing with their tails up. Long kick by Bazasto, an educated one perhaps because it landed about half a metre inside the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play about 20 metres from the behind post.
I bet the Carlton coach hopes it keeps on raining now at this particular stage of the match, Peter.
Yes, I'll go along with that. Knocked down by Landy. Rains looking for and finding Wiley. Ashman to Bazasto. Oh, it's like an ice rink out there. Rioli is legged. No free kick. Yes, it is.
Good play by Bazasto though, and not only that, his whole second half, Bazasto hasn't had a lot of kicks, but the work he's done has been a fine inspiration.
Rioli's kicked the centre wing. Jones. Roach. Over to Robert Wiley. Well, it's a high one, doesn't cover much distance. Bartlett in front, knocked away by Harms. Backing up though is Hunter, and well done. Hunter puts the ball out wide. Right centre wing for Carlton, finding Glascott, who's always got pace and seems to be able to get on his own easily. McClure and Dunn. Dunn has the mark, taking it in front of McClure. Almost into the time on period, in fact we are. Kick towards centre wing. Buckley has the ball, but I don't think it will be his. It's a free kick going Richmond's way. It will be taken by the blood-bespattered Graham Landy. Not a good day for him. Looks like a loss, a cut eye, and a report. Roach on left centre wing. Roach plays on. Jones comes at him. Roach is down, but no free kick downfield. In front, Jess at the back duel. Plenty flying for this one. Down to Rioli, but a free kick going Richmond's way. Arguably, you could say penalising the side, but David Cloak has the free kick at the 27-minute mark, and he's already kicked 3. Still rain falling as Cloak fires at the scoreboard in goal. What's he done with that one? Hit the post, did it? Yes, it has. So one behind when Richmond badly needed a goal, 79 to 97.
18 points the difference now. I think time has run out for the Tigers, Bob, as we're at the 27-minute mark.
As I feel sure time has run out, Lou, and although Cokes kicked 3 goals, you can take nothing away from the game of Mario Bordelano.
Certainly not, as we see Hunter, another star player, going for a short pass. It's okay because Bazusco's got it. Well, there's no doubt about Hunter too. He's a great player. They've had many good players, but the winning move possibly was shifting Fitzpatrick to centre-half forward. He's gone off the ground, but it doesn't matter now because the Blues have got this grand final sewn up as it goes up there towards Williams. A chance for McConville. There's another goal. Another goal to the Blues. That's goal number 2 to McConville, and they've won the 1982 grand final for sure now. 11 goals, 13-79 Richmond. For Carlton, 14-19, 103.
Yes, that really did sew it up, and Blues fans delirious here at the MCG. Despite the rain, it'll be a wet celebration. Watch it in replay. McConville taking advantage of the spill by Williams and making no mistake from 15 metres out. Back into the centre, 28 minutes gone in the final quarter. Richmond not doing enough. It's Carlton's flag. Oh, Landy copping another one very, very solidly. This time he does look out for the count. He will get the free kick. Small consolation. Graham Landy at half-back. Wide to left half-forward. At the back is Perovic. Plenty of Carlton players there backing up, one of whom is Harms. Wiley tries to scoop it up. Knocks it forward. Bartlett calling for it. Can't get it, though, and it will be a boundary throw.
We're at the 29-minute mark, or just over the 29-minute mark. And the Blues 103 points to Richmond 79. There's David Parkin down on the ground, the coach of Carlton. He knows they've won the game as Rioli has a snapshot for goal. And he may have put this one through for a goal, yes. But I think it's too late. That's 3 goals to Rioli. So the score at the moment is Carlton still 14-19, 103 to Richmond 12-13, 85. And we're just on the 30-minute mark. We see this in replay again.
Maurice Rioli has certainly done his job for the Tigers. Took it nicely off the hands of the pack. And he has been one of the Richmond players that could hold his head high.
Centre bounce again. Rain still pelting down. But you can bet your life Carlton won't lose this one now as Big Jones gets the knockout down there towards the half-forward line. Coming into meters is Wood. A hand pass coming over now to Dunn. A long kick across there towards centre-half forward. Chance for Johnson to mark, and he does. But he'll slow it down because they know they've got this game sewn up. 29, just over 29 and a half minutes gone as the ball goes back down there towards that centre-half forward position. Kicked on by Williams, over to Rains. Walks, gets around Malin okay. Goes for the long kick, looking there for one of the big guys to take a mark. Perovic couldn't hold that, but there's too many defenders there for Carlton. And there's the siren, and the Blues have won the 1982 grand final. 14-19, 103 Carlton, defeating Richmond 12-13, 85. And no wonder they're happy. Look at the captain and the coach having a big hug, and so they should. It was a great move placing that fellow at centre-half forward after half-time. And David Parkin must be a very proud man because this is the second year they've won the premiership. Won them back-to-back, and that takes a lot of doing. A great performance. Big Wow Jones, he didn't do a bad job on the ruck. Johnson coming up. Of course, it was a game, Bob, full of incidents. The Richmond players, they're very dejected because at one stage of the match, they looked as though they had this game won at half-time. Rioli.
We see a very dejected Maurice Rioli there, as well he might be. But for full marks to Carlton. They looked a beaten side at half-time when they were 11 points down. But they're 5 goals for in the third term, while Richmond can only add 6 straight behinds. Certainly proved the deciding factor. But then in the last quarter, what more could you ask for from a defence? English, Bordelano, Perovic, Hunter, Dool, and the other player now, as we see Malcolm Fraser out on the ground. And but it was a great defence by the Tigers. When I was looking at those players, I forgot, of course, one of the stars of their defence, and that was number 37, Wayne Harms, when shifted onto Kevin Bartlett, who was in full flight. Harms put Bartlett out of business, and in that last quarter, the evergreen Bruce Dool, a magnificent final term, and well, Carlton fully deserved their premiership, a well-earned win. A jubilant group of Carlton players, along with Shane O'Sullivan, their team manager, But full marks, Lou. You can't take anything away from Carlton. When you come back from behind, and win it the hard way, then that is a premiership well done. Carlton at times, and I think many of us have said that they're front runners. Well, today they showed that they're not front runners.
Let's get into Stephen Phillips down on the ground, and he's got something to report down there.
Mr. Prime Minister, a great win.
A great win, a tremendous win, yes.
You were one of the first out here. What was the atmosphere like?
Oh, it was tremendous. It was electric. It really was. But 2 in a row, it's really...
Can they do it 3 in a row?
Why not? Why not?
Thank you very much. Back to you, Lou.
Well, there's no doubt about it. The Prime Minister of Australia, Mr. Fraser, a one-eyed Carlton supporter, the #1 member. And, of course, he's just as happy as the players. And I do feel sorry for the Richmond players sitting back there. They have to suffer the loss and then put up with the other players really celebrating, Bob. But that's the name of the game. People only love the winners. And, of course, as Bob Skilton said before, they thoroughly deserved their win. Coming from behind at half-time they were down 11 points and really fought about a couple of winning moves, as Bob Skilton mentioned. But it proves they're a great side. They won the flag last year. They've won it back-to-back now. And we must give a lot of credit to their coach, too, because he made a couple of very smart moves. Bartlett looked a very dangerous player for about a quarter and a half. He switched McConville off him, put Wayne Harms there. And once again, Wayne Harms become one of the great players for Carlton. I give full marks to Hunter. I think you mentioned, Bob, during the commentary, the moment Hunter went off the ground, that was the time that Richmond really looked good. The moment he came back on again. Let's get into Stephen Phillips again. He's amongst the frivolity down there at the moment.
Thanks, Lou. I'm right in here with Ian Rice, the president of Carlton, and David Parkin, the coach. Ian, great feeling.
It's a great feeling. Richmond's a great club. Fantastic. 14 premiership. We worked hard. I'm so proud of the boys, and David Parkin, fantastic.
We'll get David in 1 second. He's just surrounded by people here. But Ian, the injuries to Ditchburn, the way Hunter came back into the game, must have really stirred up the boys.
We were very disturbed because the boys were able to fight back, and that was fantastic.
We'll see if we can get David here while we're down here. If we can.
Right.
You just bear with us for 1 second, because you can just bear with us for 1 second. Things are very hectic down here in the middle of the ground. David, if you could just come in a little bit. We've got a little bit of microphone problem. The feeling in the last few minutes with Mike Fitzpatrick off the ground, Ditchburn injured, Hunter dazed early. What did you feel?
Well, I thought if we could win it from there, the club could rightfully call this side the greatest that they've had, because I think we came from a position where no one believed we could win it before we got here, and then we got run over at one stage, and I don't think many people here believe we could keep going.
What did you do before the game? They came out and kicked 3 goals in 2 or 3 minutes. It was a magnificent start. You must have expected the physical side of it to come from Richmond after that.
I think it was going to be natural the game was going to finish or start in that manner, and I think the prediction was there, and we were fortunate to get a good start, put 3 through. The next 6 behinds didn't help too much, but the first 3 goals did.
No, it was just a very hard-fought game. It didn't rattle your boys. They seemed to get over it and come back so strongly.
Well, to have players knocked out and come back onto the ground and perform like Kenny Hunter, there's no greater acclamations you can give a player than him.
Well, David, you're about to get your rewards. See you after. Thank you.
Public for the support during the year 1982. I'd also like to take the opportunity of congratulating all of the players in the 12 clubs. Commiserations to the Richmond players. It was a great effort by all of them. It's unfortunate that they couldn't win this year's premiership. But I must say too, on behalf of all of the directors of the Victorian Football League, that we owe our congratulations to the Carlton Club for winning their 14th premiership. It's a magnificent effort by all concerned. It's my duty now to call on Mr. Jack Mueller to make the presentation of the Norm Smith Medal for the best player on the ground in the 1982 Grand Final. It goes to Maurice Rioli. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, the Governor of Victoria, patron of the Victorian Football League, Rear Admiral Sir Brian Murray, will now make the presentation to the Premiership players, the Premiership medallion, and later to the captain of the Carlton Club, the Premiership Cup. Mr. Wayne Harms. Peter Bozosto. Warren Jones. Mark McClure. Wayne Johnson. Alex Marcoux. Kenny Sheldon. Des English. Rod Ashman. Kenny Hunter. Peter McConville. Phil Malin. David Gloskett. Mario Bordelotto.
Well, the grand final, Carlton the winners receiving their medals now, but we must say good afternoon to our interstate and overseas viewers, and we certainly hope they've enjoyed this telecast through Channel 7. And, of course, Channel 7 viewers will continue with the celebrations here in favour of Carlton.
And as they do, Lou, one of the most popular players in football, and why not, Bruce Dool?
Okay, the players
Ross Ditchburn. The coach, David Parkin. And Carlton captain, Mike Fitzpatrick.
we see the Carlton captain receiving the Premiership Cup and holding it up to the crowd, and what a proud moment that must be for him and their coach David Parkin, and not forgetting the players. They've put Bruce Dool there.
I was going to say, full marks to Maurice Fitzpatrick. He said, no, I'm not going to raise the cup on my own, and ask for Parkin and Bruce Dool to come up with him. And why not? Because Parkin, a wonderful coach. Bruce Dool, well, what more can be said about Bruce Dool? There isn't a superlative that you could possibly think of that isn't justly right about Bruce Dool. A magnificent ambassador for football, a magnificent player, and Bruce Dool, you know, what more can any boy, any fan of the game do but to try and emulate that player, number 11 for Carlton, Bruce Dool.
Okay, Carlton won the 1982 Premiership. The final scores, incidentally, if you just tuned into a direct telecast, 14-19, 103 Carlton to Richmond, 12-13, 85. And of course, Bob, they started outsiders. Everyone selected Richmond to win this grand final, but there they are doing their lap of honour. And of course, they've broken Collingwood's record of 13 premierships in a row, which they held with the Magpies to win 14 now. And they're the top of the league ladder as far as premierships concerned, winning 2 in a row. A fine effort by the Carlton side.
Yes, Lou, and you know, as they do their lap of honour now, when you say outsiders, they're even greater outsiders as a very forlorn Richmond team going to their dressing room, whilst you know, they now well, feel as though they're 6 feet under. The rest of the Carlton players absolutely jubilant as they do their lap of honour around the ground. A well-deserved win. The shift of Fitzpatrick to centre-half forward, really a turning point in the game, and also from that moment on, and in the last quarter in particular, the effort of the whole Carlton defence. You know, en masse, the Carlton side responded to whatever David Parker may have said at half-time, and each of the Carlton side can justifiably be proud doing that lap of honour.
Well, we must say good afternoon to all our viewers right throughout Australia, and we say good afternoon, and the final scores once again 14-19, 103 Carlton, defeating Richmond 12-13, 85. We'd like to thank all our staff. They've been fantastic. Our camera crew, our director Al Potter, and our statistician Paul. They've all done a great job. I think that everyone throughout Australia that's watched this direct telecast would agree with me. And once again to you, Bob, thanks very much. So on behalf of Bob Skilton, Peter Landy, this is Lou Richards returning you to the Channel 7 or your respective studios, wherever you may be.
We are the Navy Blues. We are the old dark Navy Blues. We're the team that never lets you down. We're the only team old Carlton knows. With all the champions they like to send up, we'll keep our end up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous old dark blues.